Hello, welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we are gonna be continuing the Let's Play for Reavers 1999. So then, last time we finished off the story for this patch, so now it's time to dive into one of the first of the two character stories. Time for Beryl's story and to see what this is about. I'm excited to see what is gonna be in here and what more it's gonna be telling us about Beryl. And also, like I said in one of the previous episodes, this is gonna be an experiment to see if I'm gonna recognize what the spoiler is gonna be. Is it wrong to say that I'm kind of excited to see if I'm gonna recognize what the spoiler is and what it means? Look. Look, I'm just excited for the story itself. I don't care what the spoiler is gonna be, to be honest. But like I said, this is gonna be the experiment episode to see if I'm gonna recognize it, if it's gonna influence anything or do anything for me. But we'll see. Maybe I'm just gonna completely glance over it and it's not gonna do shit. That's kind of like the best outcome. But we'll see. But yeah. Anyway, last time we finished off the story, like I said, and one thing that I forgot to do at the end of the story was to check out what that little psychoanalysis, the analysis thing was that was going on through the whole thing, the psychotest or whatever you want to call it. I'm curious what it is, but we're gonna get to that in a moment. And I completely forgot to check out what it was when we were done with the story, because I was just like processing the end of the story and what was happening there and so on and so forth. But yeah, as always, you guys left me a couple of interesting things in the comments of the previous episode. One of them was pointing out that Adele's kit has both Dynamo and Burn in it. The Dynamo coming basically because she has Felicienne with her right now, so makes sense. That is a neat little detail and a very neat little explanation why she has the whole Dynamo thing in her kit. Very fascinating, very fascinating. Then another reconfirmation that the Manus members that we saw in that story were shown there for the first time, which again, very interesting. Obviously, like I think I also pointed it out in a previous episode, because someone pointed out that as well in the comments, that the little girl is someone who definitely appeared in in just the previous story that was live, even just vocally. But yeah, very interesting. They're very interesting members, and more on them in a second. Then on my question as well, what the hell happened to Rousseau? I saw a couple of comments actually trying to... It's mostly kind of like at this point, kind of like a headcanon, I guess, for all of us together, what happened to him. He either dies at the end of the story, like, I was rewatching that scene just to see if there's any kind of conclusion of what the hell happens to him in that moment. There's just some kind of dull, very loud thud, and he's gone. Either he got smacked by one of the buildings flying around, like I was speculating, or as some of you said, he dropped into the what was it called again? The depths of the mist. So who knows? But despite the fact that Beryl might have called him just a pebble in the whole story, even as a pebble, he might have had like one of the biggest influences on Manus with his experiment there. Influencing the collective unconscious essentially, and realizing from there that yeah, if you poke at this thing, you can influence how fast a storm appears or something like that, like cause enough hysteria and the storm comes faster kind of deal. Very interesting if that is actually the origin of how Manus figures it out. Because in the main story, when we see them the first couple of times, well, rather the first time when we interact with them, they're already kind of doing it, and especially with the money craze, the gold craze as well. That was another one where definitely they knew what they were doing. They were just provoking people into getting hysterical and causing it to happen faster, which kind of brings me to an idea that was already present in my head last time. I can't remember if I vocalized it or not. If I did, I apologize for repeating myself, but like looking at it again from the perspective, I did say that the whole collective unconscious thing I always like kinda, if it's used properly. Like Persona games use it, and Persona games usually use it in a term of that in the immaterial, if you do something over there, you can influence the material because both sides are connected. They're just two sides of the same coin, essentially. So if you influence something on one side, it will influence the other side in a way. I mean, Persona 5, for example, if you go into the collective unconscious, find the palace of the domain of one of the story bad guys, you defeat them there, it changes their heart and mindset in the real world. And throughout all the Persona games, there was always a concept of there's always someone or something who tries to control the collective unconscious, and that control spills over into the reality. So, considering that they brought this now into everybody's mindset, what if the collective unconscious thing is the thing that causes the storm? Like if there's enough mass hysteria that causes the collective unconscious to just spill over into reality, like it stirs so much and it's so imbalanced that it just spills over, and the spillage causes the storm to just wash everything away and reset itself. kind of like resetting the algorithm back, but everything will be a bit randomized on the reset. So it's not always the same thing, but still kind of the same thing. I don't know, just a food for thought, right? Maybe the depths of the mist is the actual catalyst or the actual thing that is causing the storms to happen every single time, because humanity just gets to a focal point where there is so much hysteria that is filling up and disturbing and causing so many ripples in the collective unconscious that the collective unconscious spills back into reality, and just causes a huge reset to happen. But yeah, just an idea. But anyway, speaking of the comments on the last episode, and I will apologize in advance to the commenter. I will abbreviate the comment a tiny bit because it was a pretty large comment, but there was an very interesting portion in there that I do want to highlight, so apologies in advance. But anyway, Kashiharsha55 said, "It's strange, isn't it? All of the Manus leaders so far go on about how pathetic humans are, how blind and almost pitiful they are because they can't use Arcanum. They treat them like animals, proclaiming that they are too stupid to understand the truth of the world, as they call it. They curse the material world, calling it a mere reflection, and beg Arcana to bring them back to the primordial era of Arcanum. If you've ever seen Doctor Who, this is where the Doctor would typically ask, yeah, he would, that perfect world you create, what will it be like?" And not just him, that is a question that gets asked always in a lot of these kinds of situations. Anyway, and we watch as Manus Vindictae splits into pieces, because every Manus leader has their own ideas regarding their perfect home. Most of them are far too attached to their own eras, no matter how much they advocate for the primordial era. You just have to take a look at their clothing style. Even after joining the Manus and crossing multiple eras, they continue to wear the clothing of their era. Really, they're just a group bound by resentment and so-called shared ideology, but that unity would fracture at a moment's notice if they ever realize just how different all of their ideal worlds are from one another. Arcana could likely bring them back together under her rule if that ever did happen, but I doubt she would even care. The evidence for my claim also comes from examining characters like Rousseau, who we can assume to be a Manus apostle on account of being able to walk and talk freely without the mask and speaking to the others, presumed to be leaders, Manus leaders on equal terms, who was also in love with his vision of the ideal Paris that it took precedence over his duties as an apostle of spreading their ideology and recruiting more members. Heinrich, Santos and Forget-Me-Not are also similar. All of them held an attachment or resentment regarding their homes' eras. I would also include Matthias, but as Eternity said, he's really just a coward. God, I forgot about Matthias. Been a while. But yeah, what you said there about them definitely makes sense to me. I wonder how everybody else feels about this, but it does make sense to me that, yeah, all of them have their own little vision about it. Even their dispute at that table, or conversation at the table, immediately signal to me that they are kind of just there because they are under the same banner, essentially, and are working together. But again, as I have seen so far through the main story, the moment Arcana was gone, and some of the side story as well, of course, the moment Arcana was gone, they really just kind of mostly splintered apart and started doing their own thing, even though they were all still trying to get Arcana back and everything. But honestly, the moment she was gone, I feel like they started to just do their own little shit immediately, almost. While some still remain fully loyal and everything, but I feel like there was a lot of splinter groups. I mean, with one of them we kind of had to deal with as well, that kind of also rebranded themselves. So yeah. And yeah, them also wearing different clothing that is representative of the era they are from makes absolutely sense to me. I mean, again, when I saw them the first time, my first impression of them was that they were just Manus cosplayers. Like no lie, and nothing. When I saw them and how they were dressed and just have like these small little accents that are definitely Manus coded, they just felt like they were not really Manus, but they were just kind of like cosplaying as them. Like they found them and found their ideology interesting and kind of started behaving like them or something. I was really under that impression, but no, they're Manus members. Just there's just a shit ton of individuality to them compared to at least what I was, and I presume more people were used to that up until this point. Because up until this point, whenever a Manus member would be present, it was always like the same, completely same clothing style, right, between them, like black, blue, and their gold accents. And that was pretty much it. But yeah, very interesting analogy, and that's why I wanted to point it out, because yeah, that's how they leave me impressed at this point with how they are. They're definitely a group of individuals who just want kind of like this, follow the same ideology, but at the same time they have their own ideas how something should be. And yeah. Oh, you also said I don't know if I'm gonna remember to add it to the comment, because I'm gonna have to cut out a portion of the comment, but you also said at the end of the comment, a bunch of misguided fools. That's what they are. I could almost feel sorry for them. Definitely makes them appear that way. But anyway, Kashiharsha, thank you very much for that very in-depth comment. Again, there is much more to the comment. For people who want to read the whole thing, just go to the previous episode. You're gonna find it very interesting. But anyway, first off, before we hop into Beryl's story, we need to look at what this is. Aha, the self you portray. The entire history of humankind lives inside the human mind, what we call racial memory. Over time, these shared memories condense into 4 archetypes. Through their imagery and expression comes the collective unconscious. According to your assessments, your inner core resonates most strongly with the persona! Sorry. God, we really are just playing into that right now, aren't we? You adapt to every era. Decorum and social instinct are your tools. Only the citadel of order can hold back the collapse of chaos, can't it? Even though relying on crumbling structures is risky, there is always another social role waiting to take you in for a while. Layer upon layer of masks. You don't mind being the hero or the clown, the stage or the fool. You are you, and you are the multitude. Remember, a masked person gains an identity but loses their own face. Sorry, I'm laughing. You have no idea how much that describes pretty much every YouTuber. That is a line that just describes every YouTuber out there. Obviously, even in everyday life, we all carry a mask, but come on, this is so on the nose. Also, I would be interested. What did you guys get? What did you guys get from these little questionnaires? I'm very curious. This is very funny. I have to mostly laugh about the whole thing. And you are the multitude. Blue Puck. Blue Puck, are you watching my Arcanists series? Are you watching my Arcanists series and me voicing like 50 billion characters? Oh, that was eerily accurate. Anyway, the long reign of fate. Let's see, Beryl, what this is gonna be. She was born a ray of brilliance, refracted in the arpeggios of fate's symphony, between what's to come and what's already written. Ah, this picture, that's what you're using for the background. Okay. The Unforseen. Well, let's go. Street Paris. Oh, this background. Oh my god, baby Matilda. Oh no. How far back are we? Excusez-moi, don't push me.
Pardon? Comme c'est très impoli.
The little tooth of hair. It's adorable. It's a baby duck. Quack. Sorry. Okay. I didn't think we were gonna be beginning with the baby duck. Oh, speaking of Matilda, I did record the anecdote for Matilda. We'll talk about it later, but I did record it and it's gonna be included in this episode later on. Anyway. What? You brute! You stepped on my foot! In the hubbub, no one notices the angry little girl. Too small to resist the crowd, she's swept along with it. All the grown-ups are rushing to the front. I won't be able to see a thing. Now think, Matilda. Think, Matilda, think! Sorry, that meme always comes back. What to do now? Oh, I've got it. Oh boy. She carefully backs up. Still sturdy enough. What did she do? She finds a discarded crate and steps up on it. Anyway. The Foundation hardly ever holds these sorts of parade ceremonies. They've worked with the Buonish family for years, so I should take this chance to learn more about them. Even better if I can find out their secrets. The safe houses that shelter from the strange rain, for example. How did they find them? She thinks for a moment. My mom made many prophecies for them, all accurate of course, so asking them for a little honesty is hardly unreasonable. But I do admire the Foundation for their generosity toward our family. I'll be taking over the family business someday, after all. A responsible heir should show her support. A procession dressed in white approaches. The young Arcanists walk in dignified unison, solemnly representing their organization. As she catches sight of the orange-haired girl leading the procession, her whispered monologue halts, and her proud excitement falters into uncertainty.
Yes!
Is this where it starts? Is this where her obsession with Sonetto starts? Who's that? The procession members all are outstanding, but that girl is unmistakably the greatest among them. Anyone could see it. Mama, look! I want to be like her someday, marching proudly at the front. Then you'll have to work hard. Only the best can become a leader like that.
The best?
Uh-huh. Matilda looks around.
Everyone's looking at her.
Uh-huh. The orange-haired girl passes by, and soon Matilda can only see her back. Thoughts swell in her chest. Her heartbeat quickens. Oh no! Then she leaps from the crate and runs without looking back. It was fated to be love at first sight at such a young age. Wow. Oh boy.
Mama!
I have to...
Upon seeing what's inside, she stops, slowly stepping aside. A thin woman sits, her hands clasped together, as she gazes in anxious hope at the lady with the crystal pendulum in hand.
Madame Bonish, can my daughter be cured?
Beryl does not reply. Her expression is calm, her eyes half lowered.
So many people come to Mama for help every day.
The girl sighs as though helpless, though the pride on her face is unmistakable. Her mother is famous for the accuracy of her prophecies. The diviner's words are a ray of light for those in distress.
This is the diviner of the Bonish family. One day I will be just as spectacular as Mama.
She watches her mother with pride, waiting for the pendulum's glow to fade and for her to speak.
No need to worry.
Your daughter will recover.
What the shit? Did I just hear a sniff from the woman? Did they use a sound effect from somewhere? What the hell?
Then what should I do? I've gone to every hospital in Paris. Medicine is not the only cure. Rumors can cause as much harm as any illness. You mean... I understand, Madame Bonish. Thank you. Thank you, truly.
The woman rises, bows, and hurriedly leaves. A box full of purchased crystals is in her arms. She doesn't even notice when one slips out.
Huh? Madame, you dropped a crystal.
Matilda takes a step forward, but her mother stops her.
Procuring those crystals was not her aim. Faced with a future she believes to be certain, crystals have no true value. Then, when you have more customers later, Mama, I want to...
Matilda.
I know, Matilda. Go outside and hang the closed sign.
Beryl picks up the crystal from the floor and looks gently at her daughter. Alright. Yeah, this is obviously back before in the story she will partially lose her prediction sight, essentially. So she's fully aware of what the shit is happening around her. Especially with her daughter. Anyway, Matilda animatedly describes the procession and the orange-haired girl. Beryl maintains a gentle smile, while her gaze rests lightly on her daughter. She seems distant.
Elle va bien, je suppose.
Okay, thanks.
I have to admit, she did look impressive. But if you transfer me there, I will be leading the next procession, I assure you. Then she'll have to watch my back as I walk on ahead.
Damn. Caught up in her own excitement, she doesn't notice the crystal pendulum in her mother's hand faintly glow again.
Mama?
Matilda.
Matilda, did you foretell my answer to this question? No, I didn't.
Why is that?
Matilda sound effects. I need a soundboard and it all needs to be Matilda sound effects. Anyway.
There's no need for me to divine this. Even if you don't agree at first, I am certain I can convince you.
Damn.
Indeed, it seems you are doing so now. However, if you already knew the answer, there would be no need to work so hard.
Matilda instantly picks up the meaning behind her mother's words. Joy blooms in her heart in an instant. She doesn't notice the emotion flickers briefly across her mother's face.
Mama, you mean...
Certainly.
There is no reason to refuse. Superb! Then I'll...
Someone came in. Oh, who the shit is this now? That looks like a distinct model in the corner. My apologies, I mean no interruption. An unexpected visitor swings open the door, bringing the echoes of the chaos outside with her. Her apology is emotionless.
Pardon? Comme
Didn't
c'est très impoli.
Thank you, Matilda.
you read the sign? We're closed. We're not taking...
Matilda,
She looks at her mother in surprise. The usual gentle smile on Beryl's face is a shade fainter. Beryl Boanish, there are none with prophecies as true as thine. Is that Arcana? Who is that? Actually, no, that's not Arcana. I feel like I've seen this silhouette, but I can't put it to who it is right now. Anyway, in thy sight, the past, present, and future coexists. The guest thou savest this... Oh my god, who the shit are you? Are you from like the 1400s? 1400s United Kingdom or some shit? The guests thou savest this day were merely the memories of yesterday. And thou placed the close sign early, just as the future instructed. Yet here I am utterly unpredicted. Who the shit are you? Show me! Alright, well let's see... I'm actually wondering if it's gonna show who it is. To answer the unanswerable. Alright.
Yes.
Just who does she think she is? Budging in here while I'm having such an important conversation with Mama.
Beryl follows routine and leads the guest to the crystal display room.
Mama never sees visitors after closing. Why today?
No. Uh-oh. She cannot join them inside, but curiosity drives her to listen in as best as she can. Deep in the parlor, translucent light refracts the figures within like scattered shards inside a kaleidoscope. Okay, I don't know who this is, so I'm just gonna do a normal voice for her and not do anything, because I'm really not sure who that is supposed to be, unless they're gonna show the person. I hear one must show sincerity if one wishes for a prophecy from Beryl Boanish. Thus, thy clients purchase more crystals than they truly have need of. And thou art content with such an arrangement, typical merchant's logic.
Managing a business is no easy feat.
You misunderstand, I make no judgment. I too will offer my sincerity. One I am sure will not disappoint a diviner such as thyself. Very distinct way of talking, like definitely like that old Shakespearean way of talking, in a sense. Weird. I feel like I don't know. I don't think I've met a person so far who talks that way. At least, like I'm thinking right now that this is maybe a Manus member that appeared. Wait, is it one of the Manus members from the table, from the story, and they're just not showing her? I can't remember how they all talked in between each other. If any of them talked like in this kind of like old Shakespearean way. I honestly can't remember. Like outside of Rousseau, the boy and the girl that I was pointing out, that you guys were also pointing out. I can't remember how the others were talking. Outside of the crab guy. The crab guy talked like as pointed out by one of you guys, talked almost like a Japanese yakuza. Like there was kind of like a Japanese accent to him. I can't remember the other ones. I don't think any of the other ones talked in like this old-timey accent. Anyway, Matilda pricks up her ears, catching the drifting words, her eyes locked on the shadows on the floor. Madame Boanish, dost thou wish to see my future? Perhaps what thou seekest is but a glance away.
What? Maman seeks?
The room goes so quiet you could hear a pin drop. After a faint laugh, Matilda sees a pendulum fall and sway in the dark.
Oh!
A light, yet potent force spreads through the room. Every crystal trembles, responding to the diviner's call with dazzling light. The radiance swells as if trying to burst beyond the small chamber. Madame Boanish, what dost thou see? The question lands softly. Holy ding! Like crystal striking stone, a ringing follows, sharp and piercing. Thank you, Matilda. Holy flashing screen! Suddenly the light begins to falter, flickering between brilliance and shadow. And flashbang.
What's happening?
Crystals tumble to the floor, one after another, their glow dimming. Oh, is she unable to divine? At last, the light contracts and vanishes. First, the pendulum in Beryl's hand, then the crystals nearby, then farther and farther, each burst scattering shards across the room.
How could this be?
The diviner freezes, instinctively stepping back.
Maman?
Ignoring all else, Matilda rushes to her mother's side.
Oh no, Mama, your hand is bleeding. Whatever you want, you are not welcome here.
Matilda whirls around, stepping in front of her mother. It seems this isn't the time to chat.
I order you to leave the parlor right this instant.
All her training forgotten, she speaks only from instinct to keep her mother safe. After a long moment, a faint sigh softens the tension, like the hum of a cracking crystal.
Matilda.
She turns, her mother's hand gently touches her cheek. The cool sensation is like a gem freshly mined from the earth, untouched by the sun's warmth.
Maman?
Today, you made a choice filled with passion and resolve. Besides that, there is nothing else you need to remember from today.
Oh. Can she manipulate memories? Drowsiness grows over her, forcing her eyes shut and soothing away her troubled thoughts.
This matter has drained all your strength. So now, I need to rest, so I'll have the energy to prepare for transferring schools.
This fee.
Sweet girl.
Okay, I'm presuming she's doing it here to protect her. That's why she's doing it, but that is a very scary thought to have, that she can manipulate someone's memory just like that. Hoo. She falls into darkness. The linden tea releases a gentle fragrance, but neither person seated at the table cares for it. The host who served the tea takes only a single sip and does not lift the cup again. The taste of this tea was revealed to her long before today. Drinking it now is merely confirmation of it.
Thy decisiveness surpasses my expectations. You did not wish the conversation to be interrupted. Fulfilling a guest's needs is a basic skill of any merchant.
However,
And I will not deny that this arrangement happens to satisfy both parties.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna show who she's talking to, are they, huh? Matilda sleeping noises. I really need a soundboard, and it's just gonna be dedicated to Matilda noises. Anyway, in the display room, Matilda sits slumped against the wall, quietly asleep. Well then, Madame Bunish, what didst thou see?
Understanding one another's identities is the premise of conversation. How might I address you, my guest?
The need of words for clarity must be quite unusual for one of thy abilities, The diviner observes the person before her again, gathering her words.
You are unlike any human or Arcanist I've ever known. You exist outside the oracles I may perceive. I can only conclude that you are a
heterogeneous being. Okay.
A heterogeneous being, one that even prophecy cannot contain. Please forgive my bluntness.
No matter. Continue.
A haze gathers about you, a darkness the pendulum cannot penetrate, and a whispering circles my ears, endless, incomprehensible.
From the moment the guest entered, a damp heaviness had filled the room, the kind of air most unsuitable for storing crystals, like the stifling pressure before a storm.
I see.
I have received your sincerity. I cannot see your future. Your live stream does not reveal its course to me. It is no meager gift to one who claims to see all things. And you are not surprised by this result.
Then, what is it you ask?
Okay, thank you for voicing that. Oh, the price of a fair exchange. Madame Buanish, when last didst thou fall into the depths of doubt? On a map of fate, all has its destined place. Time loses its linear meaning, and there is no hiding from it. For thou seized it, true, where all things have been, where they now remain, and where they are soon to go. Only there was a rain. Ah, yes, thou hast seen it, and I know of it as well. The white robes have always given little. They sheltered thee from the rain, yet deprived thee of the right to truly see it.
A rain that flowed up from the ground.
A rain
Beyond
prediction.
Okay, thank you.
Just like your visit today.
In late 1999, inside a safe house provided by the Foundation, Beryl witnessed the rain flow upward. When did this rain begin? How did it form? Why did it appear? Interesting. So, She is from, she is from the modern times, huh? Okay. For the first time in her life, the unknown had arrived, bringing endless questions with it. Beryl stared at the rain beyond the window, unable to look away. What I seek is simple. One hint from a diviner. One insight. An answer to a question none other can answer. Madame Buanish, thou mayest call me... Oh, it is Arcana! Why do I feel like she looks so different? Maybe it's because I haven't seen her profile picture in a while? Okay, well, now that I know that it's Arcana, or rather have it confirmed that it's her. Alright. Okay. Well, yeah, makes way more sense now that, well, she probably doesn't really know everything about her right now, but makes way more sense now that that she would manipulate her daughter away from from her. Ooh, but this is interesting. So Matilda met Arcana at a very young age, but she does not remember it. Ooh, this brings in some crazy implications, I would say. Anyway. Oh yeah, now they're showing you. Okay, yeah, it is her profile. Huh. The spike was kind of like, wow, it's been so long since I've seen you, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, the spike was kind of like in the top corner of the frame, so I couldn't really tell. Anyway. Pray tell, how dost thou view the storm? Okay, yeah, I don't remember. Did she always talk like this? The thou, thust, and that Shakespearean style? It's been... Look, don't judge me, it's been over a year since I saw her the last time. It's been a year since I heard her speak the last time properly. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. Very curious how this is gonna go now. Obviously, this is her being recruited to join Manus. Alright, let's see. Cracks and Splinters. And yeah, obviously she would not be able to predict Arcana's future or anything. Very interesting. I do wonder, however, if she would be able to predict Arcana's demise. If she was able to tell that far ahead, at least. Let's see. Cracks and Splinters. Countryside Daily. Oh, okay. A courtyard on the outskirts of Delhi. Few ever visit this place. It is so quiet it feels as though the sun itself has cooled.
But...
Oh, Broom, hi. Okay. Oh, even cold Broom. So this is you, I guess, now working for the Foundation? I understand Madame Boniche needs a quiet place to recover. But this place is in the middle of nowhere. Surely no one will travel all this way just to buy crystals, will they? The gem hunter, having left the lively gem market, can't help but sigh. She walks toward the side room at the corridor's end, a conversation drifting over from it. Okay. So in more Punkth... Who is that? In the room, a lively young girl is talking rapidly before Beryl. Oh, wait. Is this connecting back to... oh yeah, right, I do remember some of you said that this connects... this patch connects back to more Punkth. I completely forgot, but because there was nothing appearing so far in the main portion of the story, but now it appears in Beryl's story. Ah, okay. So I'm guessing that was Matilda right now. She hears movement from outside and turns.
Bonjour.
Yeah, okay.
You must be the jewel hunter Maman spoke of, right?
Actually voiced. A young face that resembles Beryl at first glance, yet is entirely different upon closer look.
goodness!
So Manabonish really does have a daughter.
She definitely does. Very. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So she was with Broom was with Matilda in, or probably made contact with Matilda in Morpunkt at some point. Was there mention of a gem hunter back then? I can't remember. Again, I've covered that story like over a year ago as well. It's been a while.
What radiant celestial energy you have. The great Matilda must not miss this chance. A diviner must also learn to read the symbolic language of the stars.
Oh yeah, this is definitely taking place. Considering they're all together and everything. Okay, this is interesting. The conversation between mother and daughter continues. Broom chooses not to interrupt the reunion. She quietly organizes the crystals Beryl has not yet put away, watching her from the corner of her eye.
Matilda,
Do you believe that by borrowing the power of the stars, you may truly see the future? Well, the shifting of the celestial phases mirrors the relationship between the universe and human destiny.
then
And once you join the Foundation, what will fate mean to you then? Is it in the angle of the moonlight, or the image shown in the crystal ball?
She poses her daughter a rare question. Broom stops what she's doing and looks back at Matilda. Matilda shows the same confusion and hesitation she feels inside.
No, that is only the shallowest edge of fate. Fate gives us guidance.
The face she's making when she has the ball in her hands. This kind of like half pouty face mixed with pride. Good God.
Fate gives us guidance. It is precise, but it requires spirit to comprehend. Still, I believe that every omen in this world is part of the path of destiny.
The diviner smiles, saying nothing.
Maman, qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Maman, what is it? No, nothing. You are just as you were. I'm glad to see it. From the moment you asked to transfer schools, your choices have followed the stream of fate.
Beryl seems to return to her earlier demeanor.
Aha!
Aha! This is a test, isn't it? From one diviner to another.
This fee.
Naturally. And you passed.
Seeing Matilda's joy, Broom furrows her brow. Confused?
Most of the sapphires circulating the trade are fakes these days. I plan to go directly to the mining site.
With Matilda gone, Broom finally has the chance to explain her next plan to Beryl. During her final moments in Paris, the gem hunter and the diviner formed a partnership. Now their search for the rare Kashmir sapphire has brought them to Delhi.
I see.
Then I will have to trouble you to make the trip. Yes, Adele? Is there something else you wish to say?
Madame Boanish.
Were you truly praising Matilda just now?
As you can see,
I believe I made myself clear. But,
Adele,
Adele, take this oporculum. Crystal
messaging.
Crystal messaging will be more stable than a communicator in the mines. It will keep us in contact should anything go wrong.
She shows a gentle smile. Broom accepts the orbuculum, Jesus. Understanding she should not press further.
Right.
Uh-huh, okay. Interesting. Safe house. A month later. Oh, Jesus. The rain flows upward once more, accompanied by zealous pop art. In the safe house, Broom watches Beryl's busy figure in a daze. The sapphire that nearly cost Broom her life is now placed at the center of the table. Oh, Felician, oh boy. Right, oh boy.
Why are you still making that face? I'd have thought you'd have got yourself together after leaving the mines.
Felician, the escapee of death, lingers on in a jewel. Only the diviner who entrapped her and the gem hunter who shares her life can hear her voice. Oh, Beryl can... Oh, yeah, actually that makes sense that Beryl could hear her. Right. Or can hear her, rather. Right.
Then I must be like Madame Bourniche, calm no matter what. Never shaken, no matter what I face.
Outside, the rain grows heavier. Meanwhile, the diviner takes her seat. Her hand rests upon the mineral, and the glow of the ritual grows.
I only hope Madame Bourniche's ritual is successful this time. At least then everyone's efforts will mean something.
The safe house glows as bright as daylight, as every mineral hums in tune. Oh yeah, also, considering they set pop art, which storm are they addressing here? Because the only artsy one that I can think of was the one from that we've seen in Vienna during the early main story chapters. Are they referencing that one right now, or experiencing that one right now, or is this one I'm just mistaken with another one, or some that I didn't see yet? Anyway, Broom squints, struggling to keep her eyes on Beryl.
What exactly is Madame Bourniche seeing?
Apparently a cracked crystal. The answer slips away. The cashmere sapphire reaches its limit and bursts. Fragments scatter across the floor.
Failed again.
Madame Bourniche.
Madame Bourniche, are you alright?
Beryl sits motionless, eyes lowered, thinking for a moment.
This ritual lasted longer than the last.
I am afraid this is not what I was looking for.
But sapphire is not the most suitable mineral.
The stone's value is reduced to nothing.
Madam, you have never answered this question directly. But now, please tell me, what is it you're trying to see through this ritual?
Beryl is silent. After a long moment, she lifts her eyes.
The truth you seek, Adele. Did you find it while you were out on your search?
The storm has disrupted the world. The chaos of this era will bring it again at some point, just like in Paris. Before it stops, there's no prediction which era it will take us to, even for you.
Then,
what is your conclusion?
The roles of questioner and answerer switch. For some reason, this scene evokes a strange sense of déjà vu. But she answers firmly.
The storm has made life loss lose all meaning.
Beryl lets out a soft laugh. Broom suddenly recalls where this scene occurred. Just earlier between Beryl and Matilda.
Beryl, what's got you so on edge of late?
Damn, even you get actual voice lines in this. The next one is just called me in quotation marks. Uh-oh. What is this now? This is a very interesting character story so far. The bluntness of the question cuts through the fragile calm.
On edge?
Sulky, anxious, irritated. Pick whichever you prefer. But that is how you're acting. Oh, a rare sight indeed. The ever-composed Beryl Buonish, even when revealing her terrible taste, she hides it beneath a false calm. Well, how to explain such an absurd phenomena? The visible disappointment, the mocker with no place to go. You hold an answer only you know. Reveal it to no one, yet expect us to all see straight through to it. Your arrogance is well hidden, I'll give you that. Yet still you long for someone who can see what you see. Everyone else is simply too slow, aren't they?
Felician gasps for breath. What? She has done her best to conceal her weakness in this confrontation. Beryl smiles again.
I see.
So I am anxious, then.
This is not the smile she uses to navigate social worlds, but a smile born from within, vivid enough to change her whole expression. In the faint lines at the corner of her eyes, the shattered gemstone glimmers softly.
None can force me to make a choice. All those possibilities unknown to me. The only one who holds the power to decide is a me that has not yet come to be.
Then it is this new self which unsettles me.
That was a slew of sentences. Processing. Cannot process. Anyway. She smiles, gathers the fragments in her palm, and hands them to Broom. Actually, let me reread that. None can force me to make a choice. Me in quotes. All those possibilities unknown to me. The only one who holds the power to decide is a me that has not yet come to be. Okay. A future version of herself, huh? She smiles, gathers the fragments in her palm, and hands them to Broom.
Adele, you search for meaning. Would you like to keep them?
Yeah?
When did I begin to no longer need me and the possibilities it brings?
Oh? Are we getting a flashback? Oh, we're getting a flashback. Crystal Shop Paris. Memories surface before her.
Before I was born, the parlor of crystals was nothing more than an old, cramped shop.
My mother.
My mother, facing the difficulties of survival, took the box of crystals passed down from her mother. She had no carefully laid business plan, no network built over generations. But she knew the crystals were of good quality and would fetch a fair price, just as they had for those distant relatives. And with the addition of a few small gifts, many would gladly help her sustain her life.
Holy Grandma Buanish. Damn, you have sharp eyes. Clarine?
I saw a window set into a stone wall.
I saw a window set into a stone wall. Okay.
It was damp, cold, but outside the window was a clear blue sky where all light gathered.
The woman quickly sorts through the tangled thoughts in her mind as she describes what the orbiculum revealed.
Look.
She attempted to push beyond her limits to reach the truth.
What does that mean? It's best not to rush. Understanding fate's hidden language requires patience and insight. An ill-matched scene. It means your life may need a turning point, or that you may soon fall into hardship.
As you can see,
Fate was stingy with her. The image it provided ever unclear. She had to choose her words carefully. Gently, leaving room for retreat.
Melanglarian, do you mean?
You must live cautiously.
Holy shit, I didn't actually expect her to be voiced, even if it's a brief voice. Your life is indeed improving. The turning point has already arrived. You must be cautious moving forward. It will determine whether you live outside the window or inside it.
Oh, I knew it. Those greedy parasites. Melanglarian, thank you for the warning.
No need to thank me. This is but a small repayment for your generosity. The client leaves, taking the yellow crystals he purchased with him. This was her tactic. After the sale, she would offer a complimentary divination to draw in the curious. She interpreted vague symbols, disguising fate's turn as gentle care. She even led them to believe that if they followed her guidance, what the pendulum showed was only a possibility, not destiny. Just like the window my mother saw.
and then,
It was a window of a prison cell, and the sky outside was the last view that client would see at the end of his life. For he would soon face the guillotine.
Damn.
The parasites he spoke of would later join with the police to steal the key to the treasury he guarded. How do I know this? Let me tell you.
Uh-huh. Buanish residence.
Everything's fine now.
The woman gently pats the wailing infant in her arms, pacing the room with a furrowed brow.
my mother.
The crystal business had finally stabilized, and my mother, no longer needing to worry about survival, started a family. But for a long time after my birth, my crying never ceased. You know, this is kind of funny to me that at the beginning of her life she was, for a long period, very, very loud, and now she's so soft-spoken. Anyway. My mother lost sleep, grew thinner by the day, and the business, which had just begun to flourish, nearly died back to a stump. Her mother's divination revealed nothing to her, so she turned her hopes to a doctor. The doctor examined the infant carefully. After a long silence, he removed his stethoscope and shook his head.
I'm sorry, madam. There is only so much medicine can do. I see nothing wrong with the child.
Fate has no pity. It had forced endless histories into a mind not yet ready to hold them. Honestly, that's what I was starting to think. Like, even from birth, she probably was already receiving so much divination and knowledge and stuff. Ugh, good lord. Crying was inevitable. When I began to speak, to walk, to step beyond the estate, when I saw the very same people I had seen in those visions.
Only then did I understand. What I saw was a glimpse of the future.
A law that transcends time and space, reenacting the past, present, and the future in an endless cacophony. Among its noise, the history of the family called Buanish unfolded before me.
Good God. What a life to lead. Holy shit.
My gift led my mother to believe I was not suited for public education,
And then,
so she kept me at home and taught me everything she herself had learned. The cover of the Revelations of Lenormand? I hope I'm saying that name right. Revelations of Lenormand hits the table with a thud, breathing out a puff of golden dust into the air.
A voice declared to me that the moment of judgment had come for the crowned one. That was Napoleon's defeat in the Lenormand prophecy.
J'ai vu quelque chose aussi, maman.
Baby Beryl!
Sorry.
I saw something too, Mama. Brilliant crystals will glitter in our parlor, and customers will come one after another, drawn by our name. Our storefront will be elegant and luxurious, and raw minerals from all over the world will all be within our reach.
You mean?
You mean to say...
Allons-nous donner vie à ma vision?
Mama, shall we bring my vision to reality?
Holy hell. Also, Baby Beryl. Oh. Minigame. Mademoiselle Beryl, about my fate. Tap on a fragment to rotate it? Okay, first off, this.
Your fate, it takes an ambiguous form. Wait a moment. It's about to take shape.
Okay. Oh, it's, I see I'm putting the puzzle pieces together. Yeah?
Their true radiance only forms when they finally meet.
Drag fragments to the correct spots and reassemble them. Hey. I kind of like these puzzles. These types of puzzles where you get shattered pieces of something and you put them together.
For fragments to faint for the eye, turn the gaze inward. All it takes is a flash of clarity.
Flash of clarity to auto-assemble. Nah. No. I refuse. I like these puzzles.
Your fate, so it goes.
To be... Oh, to be guided. I almost said to be continued. To be guided, that's funny. That's so funny.
Thank you for your reading, Mademoiselle Beryl. Madame Clarine, please show me only your finest crystals, would you? Price is no concern.
Oh wow, they actually updated the model for Clarine? Interesting. Very interesting. You know... I was kind of hesitant to say this earlier. I don't know why, she reminds me of someone. She reminds me of one of the old Manus members that was around the table, the very old lady. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't think it's her. I think it's just the eyes. Anyway.
Please, come with me. A boonish crystal never disappoints.
And then,
I took my mother's seat, where she once conducted her fortune-tellings. I gave precedence to those fortunes that would please them.
look,
You see, even a brief life will have one or two moments worth cherishing. As for misfortune, I followed my mother's example, disguising calamities as gentle warnings and their silver linings as true hope. Thus, people would not fear fate so greatly that I would refuse to enter the parlor.
Madame Clarine, your daughter is your greatest treasure. So many spend fortunes just to hear a word of divination from her. I wonder if your good fortune will continue for years to come.
Monsignor Eloy, I suggest you look after your own shop. Beryl says your district may not remain peaceful for long.
Well, he got spooked. Clarine sees the nosy gentleman out, then turns to admire her parlor, just as her daughter foretold. She sits before her, gazing at her with tender warmth.
Beryl,
Beryl, with every passing day our parlor flourishes. We ought to be prepared for what will come next.
Beryl, que vois-tu dans mon avenir?
That is to say, Beryl, what do you see in my future?
Everything's fine now.
Do not fear that prophecies will hurt me, Beryl. Look at all we have now. We have built a foundation. We can face whatever comes next. Goodness, you even warned Madame Mirelle about her treacherous servant and saved her from the smothering of that pillow. Fate is not set in stone.
But she knows her mother is desperately hoping for good news.
Maman, dans 3 mois, ta vie sera prise lors d'un vol.
Oh shit.
3 months from now, your life will be taken in a robbery.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Well. How are we gonna loop? Okay. To look upon doom. Doom!
Monsignor Eloise's words had pierced my mother, allowing her weakness to pour from the wound. Before then, she had never once asked me to read her fate. But she looked upon all she had gained, her life of comfort, and drew false courage from it. It was on that day that she decided to confront it. So she asked me, and I answered truthfully.
Fate always keeps its promises.
As fate would have it.
Oh boy, how did she take that?
Monsignor Damien, I haven't seen your wife in nearly 2 months now. Still resting at home, is she?
Yes, she's quite fragile. She'll need more time until she's herself again.
Oh my. I'll be sure to keep her in my prayers. And Mademoiselle Beryl, may I see her today?
My apologies, madam. Ever since her mother fell ill, Beryl's been in low spirits.
Oh, Damien, is that that Beryl's father then? So granddad for Matilda?
But I can relay a message to her for you. I'm certain she will be glad to ease your concerns.
He glances toward the closed door deep within the showroom, then resumes his polite smile as he greets the next customer. Books and crystals press into the narrow room, encircling a small figure at its center. This was where Clarine's career began. She kept it deep within the parlor like a medal earned in her battle with life.
Les différents.
The infinite contracts inverts, and the light of purification descends. Before all things it reveals itself, the Sephiroth of the infinite.
And then,
After that, I no longer offered my divination. The future had already realized itself. I was to move to the next place. Life is only a phenomena. Once placed beneath fate, it becomes transparent, its ending visible at a glance.
what is fate to you?
But what is fate? Why does it hold this absolute power? The teachings of the Kabbalists became my reference.
My mother.
As for Madame Clarine, she was an interesting person.
Uh-huh. Go on. Buonish residence. Been a while since I've seen this background. Beryl watches the moonlight through the window. The sound of a fierce argument drifts past her ears and thins into the night. Oh, did her mother become so scared to go out that she remained just indoors the entire time now?
Are you trying to kill me?
Damien, are you trying to kill me? I said you must not return home now.
But this is my home too. And your daughter's, mind you. We're a family, Clarine. We ought to stay together, to face this coming disaster as one.
No, your presence will only push me closer to death.
The wretch may have followed you in already, hiding in the kitchen with a knife, waiting for midnight to strike.
Clarine, stop! You're imagining things! No one followed us. And didn't you already throw the knife away? Leave the parlor. I can deal with that. But what about our daughter? Are you going to abandon Beryl too?
Hearing her name, the girl turns. Clarine rushes to her barefoot, drops to a crouch and grabs her by the shoulders. Beryl, you understand, don't you?
Tout ce que j'ai fait. Tu comprends pourquoi je l'ai fait.
Everything I've done, you understand why I did it. Besides, I have to live if I'm to continue to love you. Isn't that right? She examines her mother's twisted, frantic expression. Papa. Damien stares at his daughter in surprise. Her eyes rest on her mother with a faint, unreadable interest.
Ça va.
We had best not disturb her. Maman will be fine. Uh-huh.
My mother.
Madame Clarine had escaped hardship through her will alone.
As you can see,
Facing death, though disordered and desperate, she revealed the same core that had once sustained her. For 15 days after hearing the prophecy, she had tried to remain composed.
and then
For the rest of the month, she did all she could to prevent it, repairing doors and windows, dismissing the servants. By the second month, she no longer dared step outside, isolating herself even from her husband and child. She carved herself an island in the river of fate, swearing to stay far away from its swirling currents.
it was
Her efforts were so
touching.
moving that I almost felt a trace of longing for what she fought for. Before her death, all our conversations had been reduced to a single repeated exchange. I wonder how she's actually... this is insinuating that she's gonna die, but I'm wondering how she's gonna die now. If she isolated herself to that point where she doesn't even have contact with people, I wonder if either one, she's gonna die by being so isolated she will not even go and get food, so she dies of starvation, or if she's gonna go so mad that she's gonna literally off herself. That would be kind of dark. I mean, both of those are kind of dark ways to go, but damn. Let's see. Beryl, has my fate changed?
Non, maman.
Oh boy. Okay. Still on course. How fortunate to come on a day Mademoiselle Beryl is willing to divine. But is your mother well? She's been ill for so long now. It must be 2 years now, mustn't it? Whoa. Whoa, she really became such a shut-in that she was away for 2 years? Damn.
Peut-être.
My mother has never stopped resisting her disease. Perhaps she may recover after all. That's just wonderful. So, Madame Solène, what troubles you? My husband hasn't returned home in several days. Oh boy. Okay. A vision strikes abruptly. It flashes before Beryl's eyes. Her mother draws open the curtains. Harsh sunlight falls upon her pale face. A fine day indeed. Perfect for a little walk, I'd say. After years of silence, her voice is hazy and mumbling. She turns back into the room, takes an old dress from the wardrobe and changes out her yellowed house robe. Mademoiselle Beryl? She gazes outwards, watching the woman in the vision. Clarine sits at the dressing table, carefully arranging her hair. She smiles at the mirror, releasing the tension long locked in her brow. She looks at peace, as if nothing in the world could trouble her. She leaves the room and walks toward the front door. Beryl, is this the last you'll see of me?
C'est mon choix.
Then let me tell you, this is my choice. Okay, brave. Brave. After, what, 2 years, she finally stepped up and decided, well, whatever happens, happens, huh? Yeah, oh boy. She speaks directly into the open air. Then she opens the door and steps out of the home she has not left in 2 years. Mademoiselle, are you alright? the guest just looking at Beryl, looking at her mom in the vision as she walks out. Clarine walks along the street toward the parlor. Oh, Madame Clarine, you've recovered, have you? Thank you for your concern. I'm well, in fact. I've never felt better. She gracefully greets them, then takes her leave. She enters a narrow alley. She must pass through it to reach the street with the parlor. Oh boy, here we go, huh? But Clarine would never emerge at the other end of that alley. Yup. Fate was waiting for her in ambush. Should have taken the long way around. Mademoiselle Beryl! The diviner returns to herself amid Madame Solenne's anxious calling. No one present senses what is about to occur.
C'est le destin.
Yes, this is fate. My apologies, Madame Solenne. I was distracted for a moment. Oh, that's quite alright. Are you well?
The young diviner smiles faintly.
Ça va.
Just fine, Madame.
Le destin est immuable.
Fate is unchangeable.
Jesus. She made peace with her mother's passing a long time ago. But, come on, you can't tell me that didn't affect you still at the end of the day.
Madame Clarine failed. On that day, she chose her own end.
I was grateful.
I was grateful to her, not only for her love as a mother, but because she confirmed for me the true nature of fate.
Fate is a woven net, and we the prey, caught between the fibers. And yet, it leaves us just enough space to breathe. Enough to make us believe we still have the freedom to choose a path, which is, in fact, the only one left to us. It was touching.
The romanticism is charming, but is there truly any difference between those who believe in free will and those who surrender to fate? Like my mother, who exhausted every avenue, even withdrew herself from the world, only to delay the ending by a fraction. That brief, fierce strength that once shone in her would continue to play out in countless others. I enjoyed observing them, and yet I knew none would be the exception.
What I saw was a glimpse of the future.
Fate has many names: absolute force, absolute will, the supreme law, the endless light from the radiant Sephiroth. Beneath its glow, there is no difference between me and them. Thus, naturally, I have no need for me.
I have no need for me. Oh, hi, Arcana, welcome back.
How dost thou view the storm?
Oh no, we keep going to the right. Okay, very interesting so far. Very interesting so far. I see. Yeah, a person who can tell fate and everything surrounding fate, but yeah. and because she can see it, and she can see that it keeps on happening no matter what you do, Yeah. Interesting. I wonder how this is gonna lead to her joining Manus then. What is gonna be the thought? Is it just purely because she can't divine anything for Arcana that makes her interested to join Manus? That she thinks she's a possibility to be with them? Interesting. Interesting. Alright, familiar strangers. Oh, okay, we're beginning immediately with this. Yet again. Uh-huh. Okay, this one is a bit more complicated, I would say. That way. Oh, that... string? Whatever that thing represents. An unexpected outcome. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Well, there's the string yet again. Something's still amiss. To be guided. Okay. Okay. Rain once again flows upward. The people swallow gold. Oh, this is happening. This one is happening now. Okay. Inside the safe house, a crystal has shattered into star-like fragments, and Beryl's face flickers in the glow. She picks up one of the fragments and runs her fingers across it.
I am afraid this is not what I was looking for.
Okay. What next then? Mining area. Alright. After another long break, Broom finally arrives in the Ural Mountains. Wow, we're here, okay? The freezing wind bites at her. I mean, in that outfit, I'm surprised she's not popsicle yet. I'm half near frozen. Honestly, Adele, you take Beryl's bird as law now. You nigh on kill yourself finding a stone for Beryl, only for her to shatter it in yet another failed ritual, and set out searching all over again. Aren't you tired of this? Madame Boanish's ritual seems extremely difficult. Some failures are bound to happen. Is that really your belief? Or are you simply allowing her to toy with you in the name of adventure? This is Beryl Boanish, ma chérie. Other lesser diviners may require rare and pure crystals, but when has she ever cared about such things? Even to sustain life, she only needed a most ordinary white crystal. Yet now she gambles the success of the ritual on stones which were once nothing but replaceable trinkets to her. I mean, considering she's trying to apparently divine the storm, this makes absolute sense. Everything seems to shatter before it, and is making it almost unpredictable.
Unbelievable.
What other tosh? Is Beryl really so inept? Madame Boanish's abilities aren't what they once were. Perhaps she truly does require stronger conduits now. I mean, yeah, that is also that. She also kind of lost her vision, partially, so she does need stronger tools. Conduits! And what's so wrong with that,
Felicienne continues to chuckle to herself.
At any rate, I do so enjoy watching her stammer.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Be grateful that you're still alive. She literally saved your life.
I do enjoy her stammering.
Don't make me shatter the crystal right now. Miss Broom, this way. Who's this now? Just as Felicienne finishes speaking, a bright voice calls out. A girl waves from not far away. Broom looks toward the sound and freezes in shock.
Mina? What are you doing here?
Mina? Mina? The white crystal orb glimmers softly, a faint face shimmering within it.
You met Mina, the girl you befriended while searching for stones in Delhi? That's right, but now she calls herself Asia.
Okay, I see what's happening. This is one of those times where after the storm a person is appearing in another place.
She says she's Bashir and a guide for the mines. She even claims she's never left these mountains.
Far away in the mining region, Broom had returned to her temporary lodging and locked the door. She took out the operculum Beryl gave her and called upon Beryl.
But...
Though Asia's appearance and manner differ from the Mina I met in Delhi, they're the same person.
The diviner considers it for a long moment, then lets out a soft, knowing laugh.
The same person with a different identity.
I see.
So that's how it is. What does that mean?
Beryl casts an unnoticeable glance at the parlor window. A faint silhouette approaches.
Adele.
This is not the moment to talk, Adele. Continue your searching for the
Dementoid? Dementoid.
I shall be in contact soon.
Who's coming? Arcana? The orbiculum dims, followed by a knock at the parlor door. Oh. Close. I was close.
Come in, Mr. Forget-Me-Not.
Oh boy. Okay. The usually polite alchemist appears uncharacteristically tense. Okay, I thought when it faded to black that we were gonna skip over what the hell these two are talking about, but okay. So, Madame Buonish, what is your answer?
Interesting indeed.
A resurrection ritual is indeed interesting.
Her calm expression reveals nothing. Okay, so this is obviously now after she got obliterated. Okay. Your daughter Matilda is in the Foundation. As her mother, it would be easy for you to ask her to retrieve a few materials from the Arcanum Containment Department. Okay. So yeah, I get it. There was... this is how they're... Because, yeah, wasn't the goal to get the toy? At least I believe the goal was to get the toy that was tied to... the name is escaping me, whatever now. But yeah, the toy and... Could one of the other items be actually some value to them? Okay. What is it that you're hesitating over?
My daughter and I have not spoken for quite some time. Making contact may not be wise.
Then allow me to give you a reminder. You can't sit on the fence forever. In the end, you'll choose a side.
I am afraid not.
Both Manus Vindictae and the Foundation are my collaborators. It is not so complicated as you imagine. Impatience never leads to successful business, Mr. Forget-Me-Not. Allowing time for consideration is a necessary step.
I see. Then on the fence you'll stay. Realizing there is no use in continuing, he stands and shakes his head. Ever since Paris, you've become difficult to contact. And you have grown increasingly distant from our cause. At the door, he turns back to look at her. You know very well that you cannot survive the rain alone. You mustn't detach yourself from the world
Madame Buanish. Okay. Okay. Late at night, the orbaculum, Jesus Christ, every single time this word kills me. Orbaculum glows once more.
What?
You mean these people are anomalies caused by the storm?
However,
It is only my supposition. Okay. I guess that's another word for presumption. Anyway, it is only my supposition. Until we fully understand the storm, we cannot say for certain whether it is true. No, it's logical, really. When the disorder of an era reaches a certain threshold, the storm washes everything away and returns it to a fragment of the past. The problem is, the disorder hasn't been completely corrected. So, identical identities appear in different forms, and identical people appear with different identities.
But...
Yet none of them can truly be regarded as the same person. Well done, Adele.
Isn't Adele literally just saying what we were always speculating about these people? Jesus Christ, okay.
Well done, Adele. You have taken another step to understanding the truth of the storm. The truth of the storm. I still can't fathom why or how it forms or how its or what is its origin is.
But there's one thing I know for certain.
How the storm must be defined. Oh?
This storm? It's an utter disaster. Playing with people's lives like toys.
You're correct on that.
Admits that even the greatest treasures lose their value, and Manus Vindictus seeks to control it.
yes, it has only brought disaster.
Agreement between Broom and Beryl is exceedingly rare. It leaves Broom stunned.
Fate should be immutable, an ever-flowing river. Nothing should be able to deviate its course. And yet, in correcting its fallacies, it has been reduced to mechanical vulgarity, a tool to be exploited. It is no longer what it simply is.
The rainwater has eroded the edifice of fate. Cracks have etched their way deep into its foundation.
The orbaculum falls silent on both ends. Broom is struck speechless, while Beryl sinks into thought. Finally, a mocking voice breaks the silence, oh boy.
So this is why you're on edge, Beryl?
Fucking Felician. Fucking Felician. She just has to chime in. She just has to chime in. She smells the weakness and it's like, ha ha ha, my turn to say something. Anyway, take no sides. Interesting. Is Beryl gonna remain neutral in the whole matter? Familiar backgrounds once again. Holy shit, okay, they're showing this person. Asia. Oh, alright.
Miss Broom, are you really leaving now? But we still haven't found the Dementoid you were looking for. I'm sorry, Asia, but I have to go.
Her days of adventure are pleasant, but their outcomes are often not what they're hoped.
Why? This is all sudden.
2 days ago, Beryl urged them to return as soon as possible. With Forget-Me-Not no longer providing her with precise intelligence, she can only rely on weakened divination to judge their movements. The pendulum revealed to her Manus Vindictae's acceleration efforts, meaning the storm could come at any moment. But she cannot speak this reason aloud.
Have we disappointed Madame Buanish? Does she no longer wish to work with us? No, Asia, you're thinking it.
Asia's urgency leaves Broom uncertain of how to answer.
In any case, don't worry about Madame Buonish's thoughts. And most importantly, Asia, you all must take care of yourselves.
Okay. A week after Broom's return to Paris, the world melts into an expressionistic oil painting. Ah, this is this one now, okay? Beryl prepares the ritual, glancing curiously at Broom.
Since India, you have changed when facing the storm. It's not about the gemstones. The only meaning in all this is in the world after the storm comes to an end.
But
If I'm to reach that world, I must find the truth about the rain. That's what I've learned from you. But
Madame Boanish.
do you know, Madame Boanish? In the same breath that Asia said goodbye, she spoke of her worry that you no longer wish to work with them. Not knowing that their futures would all be cut off in an instant. With limited time at our disposal, that is the inevitable result. I find no disappointment in it. Besides, I have found a substitute.
On the table, an olive green aventurine glimmers faintly.
But this time, I may only be able to make slight adjustments to the ritual itself. I still can't do it, madam, detaching myself from the world as you do. To be completely clean of it all.
At her words, Beryl's hand stopped mid-movement. She stares at the aventurine, and the smile fades from her face.
Madame Buonish, what's wrong?
The diviner doesn't answer. Her thoughts sink somewhere very deep.
Oh, so the great diviner finally refuses to keep spinning in place, does she?
Felicien's mockery does not touch her. Beryl rises and looks off. Not to a window, but to a wall. Though she cannot see it, she knows the rain has begun its washing of the world. It will soon be molded into a new shape. She stands at that shore, watching the rain fall before her, vanish, and fall again, over and over. Okay. You mustn't detach yourself from the world, Madame Buonish. Okay.
the fates of many commingle here.
Okay, is that what crossed her mind now? That the only way she's gonna be able to tell something with her divination if she fully connects to the world, like becomes part of it again, doesn't distance herself in like a mental space, because up until this point her mental space seems to be like, well, what does it matter what the world is right now? It's gonna get washed away anyway. Why should I care about anything specifically that is happening? As long as people that I care about are safe. Why should I care if our reset button is being pressed somewhere out there? Because this world will just change and be back in a different shape. But yeah, what if she actually commits to being part of the world? Kinda in a sense. At least mentally speaking. Anyway.
Her stream is deeply entangled with your own.
Uh-huh. You talking about Felicien and Adele? Beryl lowers her head and lets out a long sigh, as if relieved of a weight. But her face lifts again. She has returned to her usual composure.
I have been watching from the riverbank for too long.
She gathers the crystals laid out on the table and places them back into her luggage one by one.
Madam, what's wrong? Will you not perform the ritual?
Adele,
Once the storm has passed, Go to the parlor and bring me all the white crystals. Those which hold no impurities. Understood? Honestly, do you really intend to go on with these pointless... Those white crystals will serve another purpose.
In the dim, scattered points of light drift in her eyes.
So those gemstones were worthless after all.
Beryl smiles. She does not deny it.
Then you intend to... It is time we gave our guest his answer. We cannot leave the gentleman waiting forever.
Gonna give Forget-Me-Not an answer to his question. Bonish residence. Alright. Beryl stands at the entrance of her home, waiting patiently. The same door where all those years ago Clarine stepped out and dove headfirst into her current. I must say, you surprised me. I didn't expect you'd be the one to contact me. Tell me, why the change of heart?
I am afraid not.
There has been no change. You are still my client, Mr. Forget-Me-Not. I agree. I will procure the Roar Lion's Tail for your ritual.
The Roar Lion's Tail? Okay.
After the storm, the Foundation will be in chaos. Finding someone easily influenced within the Arcanum Containment Department will not prove difficult.
Oh, so this is linking up to the 5 items that are gonna be stolen, huh?
But you must give me the payment I am owed. All information regarding the resurrection ritual.
Oh. Oh, I see what you're doing there. You're playing both sides. Uh-huh. Are you playing both sides, Beryl? Getting information from, like, basically a double spy, taking something from the Foundation and giving it to them, but at the same time, getting information that is needed for the Foundation. Oh, neat. If that is the case, that is very neat. Okay. Aria in the rain. Oh, I don't recognize Street Ushuaia. That is a background I don't recognize. At the edge of the earth, at the southernmost point of human dwelling, 800 nautical miles south lies the white wasteland that covers the South Pole. Ah, okay. I highly doubt this is a city in the Antarctic, but somewhere down south on an island, maybe? Okay. There, an event that may overturn the order of life is about to unfold. Aha!
I imagine Mr. Forget-Me-Not is suffering at this moment. Butterfly!
The diviner hands over the Roar Lion's Tail. A moth lands upon it, fluttering its wings. Okay, never mind, it's a moth. Hi, Miss Grace.
The alchemical accident upset him greatly.
A chemical accident, okay.
But as long as the ritual succeeds, his failure will be remedied. I didn't expect you'd actually retrieve it from the Arcanum Containment Department.
As you can see,
An honest transaction. There's an abandoned outpost in the city. You may stay there.
Beryl takes the map Grace offers and watches as she leaves. Okay.
Madame Boaniche.
Well, madame, what now?
Only after the moth has flown far does Broom cautiously step forward.
Let us warm ourselves at a cafe first. We must be patient.
Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, in the cafe.
I thought you would insist on going to Antarctica.
She savors the richness of the latte cupped in her hands, finally letting herself relax. A rare day since the storm, one that requires no frantic travel.
I am afraid not.
Antarctica will soon fall into chaos. There, the Foundation and Manus Vindictae will clash. Going now would only hinder my plans.
Okay, this is stuff that is happening in the main story, right? Alright, yeah?
As you can see,
Ushuaia is the best choice. Close to the vortex's center, yet unobtrusive.
So,
So in the end, you did cooperate with Manus Vindictae.
But
Won't that harm Matilda? While I share some of the information she shared, I did not disclose any true secrets. Matilda must come to understand that she and I are fundamentally different. We each have our own goals. She must learn to expect this. Besides, Matilda is not as fragile as you imagine.
no, Matilda is a very, very strong duck. She quacks very, very bravely.
Then, this time, will you tell me your purpose?
Sensing the diviner's good mood, Broom chooses her moment carefully.
Of course. You have worked diligently, Adele. It is time I told you.
for a brief moment,
When I
I saw a thread.
When I performed the ritual to seal Felician, I caught a glimpse of a single thread. Golden and radiant.
She closes her eyes as she tries to recall that fleeting moment. Interesting.
I believe it may be the essence of fate itself, the original form of the endless light. You mean fate has a form? Then your ritual... It's all been to see this golden thread again? Not just in passing glimpse, but long enough to trace its shape. Then perhaps I will know what fate truly is. This ritual will be entirely different from those in the past. For I have found its ideal medium.
Uh-huh. Okay.
As for Lady Arcana, I cannot see her future, nor clearly define her nature.
However,
Whether her resurrection succeeds or fails, it will disrupt the false surface of this era. Then an indescribable deluge will arise, and the storm will fall in a magnitude far greater than ever before.
Ooh. 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 Resurrecting her will cause that much of a disturbance? I mean, considering how big of a ritual they're preparing, I am willing to believe that. Every indicator so far throughout the story that I have been through, both main and side, has been pointing towards that the ritual is gonna be freaking humongous, whatever they're preparing, and super complicated.
So that's why you agreed to help Forget-Me-Not. You want to use the resurrection ritual.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Correct. It seems we finally encountered a matter worthy of exciting you, Beryl.
The resident of the mineral once again points out Beryl's uncharacteristic honesty.
It's almost friendly of you.
You were even
Disturbingly so.
kind in your explanation. Truly terrifying.
Beryl lifts her cup, takes a sip, and hides her smile behind porcelain. Beryl. Good God, Beryl. Holy moly, what the shit?
A deep rumbling, as if from the earth's core, rips Broom from sleep.
What's going on?
What's happening?
She looks around. Beryl is gone, along with the white crystals they brought from the parlor. Oh, is the resurrection ritual happening right now? Oh boy.
Where did she go?
She rises quickly. As she nears the door, she notices a clear, strange water seeping beneath the doorframe.
Okay, that's normal rain.
Goodness!
What's happening?
The moment she opens the door, the water surges inward. Broom looks around as the water continues to rise. Residents on the street stare into the distance in terror.
What?
Oh, that's the flood?
On the flood? Why was that in quotation marks? On the horizon, the deluge makes its advance. Following its line, her eyes fall on Beryl standing not far away. She stands motionless, the water already reaching her calves, white crystals drifting around her in the current.
Adele, leave her. Right now, we must find a way to survive this flood.
Flood? That's a new word. I mean, for the game's narrative.
No. Something's wrong with Madame Bonish.
Ignoring Felicien, Broom runs forward.
Madame, what's happening?
The diviner stares off into the distance, unable to hide her joy.
Most unexpected.
Though I have never been able to foresee the storm, I never expected that it could take this shape.
Broom grabs Beryl's arm.
Madame Bonish, if this really is the storm, we need to get back inside. No.
Breaking from her trance, she slips herself free of Broom's grasp.
I will conduct the ritual here. Out here? Then how will you survive?
Leave her alone, Adele.
She intends to use herself as the medium. She will replace the gemstone and become the ritual center. You are indeed the more perceptive of the two.
Broom just stands stunned as the pendulum drops from the diviner's palm. Uh-oh.
There is no medium in this world more suitable than myself.
Adele,
You have stood at the crossroads of others' fates. I now stand in the same place. Through me, the spiritual material converge. I must step into the rain if I am to see the fate which has soaked it.
Oh boy. A clear light engulfs Broom, stripping away her will.
no need to worry.
Do not worry. The safe house is close. When the ritual is complete, I will return. Whether I succeed or fail, there is still much to be done.
Okay.
Go now, Adele.
Beryl turns to face the rushing flood. Behind her, Adele staggers back toward the safe house.
Come, storm, wash over me.
You know, earlier I was thinking like, why is she not just divining in the middle of the storm? But now she's literally doing it. The thought literally crossed my mind, like, wouldn't it be an interesting idea to try and divine the storm while it's happening, like in real time? To see what happens? But she's literally doing this now. She waits patiently as the water rises past her knees, her waist, then her chest. The wave stands before her like a giant that descends mercilessly.
Cette double, cette porte, cet entour révèle les séphirotes.
7 double 7 gates, 7 in all reveal the Sephiroth. She sinks beneath the surface. Oh boy. Madam? Oh, now they're literal puzzle pieces. Alright.
A piece unlike any before.
Uh-huh. Alright. Time to put them together. Oh yeah, that is a clear vision of a thread. All right.
Complete at last. Alright, to be guided, show me what you saw. Oh, hi. Unique picture? Oh yeah. Oh shit, hi. She sees it.
I see.
So this is your form. It's as if she has dived inside a crystal ball. A glistening golden thread is reflected in the distance.
I have been watching from the riverbank for too long.
She reaches toward the thread, but her fingertips meet only a cold, glassy surface. Since the storm divorced it of the clarity of fate's governance, the world has fallen into chaos. I wavered because I was disappointed by what already was, but...
How can one truly know the river if they never step into it?
The golden light trembles. She hears something like the breath of fate. I was narrow-minded.
Most unexpected.
To think that thought and language could describe you, that mere fragments of experience could define you. Uh-huh. How dost thou view the storm? Back to this question. Lady Arcana had her answer long ago. She simply offered me a question worth pursuing. And at last I see you again, golden thread. The advent of the storm was a disaster indeed, and it fractured your holy face. Holy face, okay? But it also opened a rift in the experiential world.
A rift through which the prisoners of fate chanced to glimpse you, and only when they laid eyes upon you could they understand. You are disordered, yes, but
Tu es absolument et de façon inattendue à couper le souffle.
You're utterly and unexpectedly breathtaking. She sighs. Then she empties her mind and simply watches. But the stillness does not last. Uh-huh. Her body has already begun to dissolve. So this is the price. The crystalline surface begins to fracture, pushing her further away. But I have no regrets. Her eyes remain open, refusing to close them for even a moment. Who is that? In a dim afterimage of her fading sight, a girl stands in the void. Uh-huh. Wearing a top hat? Uh-huh. I mean, that is no surprise that Vertin is closely tied to fate. I mean, she is basically the main protagonist. Interesting. Okay, so that brings her then fully back, I'm guessing. And she's gonna work with Vertin. And it's gonna lead to the moment we saw at the end of the story, I guess, where she meets Vertin for the first time. Alright, alright. Madame Bonish! The desperate call pulls her from disillusion. As she opens her eyes, they meet a familiar ceiling. Confusion shadows her sallow face. I survived?
Goodness!
Thank goodness you're awake. Broom leans over her. Hypnosis.
In order to perform the ritual, you subconsciously preserved your strength. The hypnosis was shallow. A single breath from Fufu dispelled it.
Nice, dragon for the win. The dragon on her shoulder flicks its tail.
When I returned, the flood had retreated. The storm turned to rain again. Luckily, I was able to bring you back.
Broom pauses.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your ritual.
You have done well.
No, you did well, Adele.
She extends her hand, prompting Broom to help her sit up. The ritual has drained everything from her. She's weaker than ever before.
I succeeded.
She smiles with quiet satisfaction, recalling the faint silhouette she saw in the water.
There is someone I must see.
Once I recover, there is someone I must see.
And that leads to the meeting. Alright. Okay, that was... What the shit, huh? There's a number 9? Whoa, what is... What is this? Your life story? Oh, is this gonna be just a minigame? The storm threw everything out of order, names and destinies reshaped and reformed. I cannot help but wonder, my dear daughter, if it changed yourself too. Oh my god, this is super shattered. Okay, is this gonna lead to anything?
I have seen your story play out countless times. A flawless gem hides nothing. And yet, I still have hope that the storm has brought you something new, something unseen.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
How curious. Even the gem I know best has turned cloudy and unclear. Perhaps this is for the best. After all, it is uncertainty which excites me most of all.
Uh-huh.
There is no amount of effort which will make the future any clearer. Perhaps we ought to stop here. Whether joy or sorrow awaits, what matters most is the experience she is soon to live through. I only hope that one day she can tell me herself about that which I have yet to see.
Interesting. Huh. That was interesting. A tiny little extra glimpse into something relating to Matilda. Oh yeah, the survey stage. Okay, this was interesting. This was an interesting one, and I can happily say I do not know what the spoiler was, unless you guys meant about the whole ritual happening. I mean, I'm fully expecting the ritual to happen at some point. Maybe the version of the storm that this era is apparently being hit by is a spoiler. I don't know if that would be a spoiler. This seems just like a giant flood, which is interesting that it would be a flood, but okay. But yeah, I have no idea what the spoiler is. I'll be quite honest, I have no idea. I did not hang up on anything that was said in this story so far. Everything is kind of filling into the narrative that I've been experiencing so far. So, even this whole thing here was very vague about the whole thing. Yeah, they're attempting the ritual, but I have no idea if it will be successful or not. just that when it's gonna happen, it's gonna be devastating for the world. So okay, I mean, considering the scale of the shit that they are preparing, I am not even surprised. But yeah, anyway, and yeah, they said that there's gonna be a clash in Antarctica. Jesus, I cannot speak anymore. Yeah. Aside of that, I don't really know what else could be like a huge spoiler in here. Like, I know that a piece of this of the main stories taking place in Antarctica, that was kind of like obvious when it dropped. I didn't even have to play the patch or see a trailer or anything to know it's taking place down on the frozen continent. But yeah, anyway, interesting. So this story was basically how she came back to the Foundation. I'm presuming then the whole thing with Forget-Me-Not was Beryl basically working the two sides, getting information out of Manus as to how the ritual is gonna be conducted and what they are doing with it, and probably using the information for her own benefit, but maybe also filling it back into the Foundation's hands, potentially? I don't know. That's the one thing they didn't really indicate, if she gave the Foundation any of the information back that she received from Forget-Me-Not and Grace. So, question mark? I guess we'll see. But yeah, the story definitely led to the whole thing of her coming back to the Foundation because of what she saw. Because of Vertin, essentially. She saw Vertin being tied explicitly to fate itself, which is kind of like, duh, duh, of course Vertin is gonna be tied to fate. Come on. It's kind of like the most obvious thing ever. But interesting stuff. I do want to now again, because a couple of you guys said that you want to talk about Beryl in general, but you had to wait until I go through this story to do so. So I'm looking forward to what you guys are gonna say about her in the comments. But before we do any of that, and before I leave you off into Matilda's story and that part, we do need to do the usual, and that is to go through Beryl's file and her voice files. So let's do that. Alright, and let's see what dear Beryl has in her files. Also, complete side note, she was literally on 76%, so I got her very quickly up to 80%, so I don't have to copy-paste so much from the wiki. But the one item will have to be done from there. So let's see. Beryl. An Arcanist artwork exhibited sometime in the 1930s. Duration unknown. Okay! Duration unknown, huh? Created in the winter of December 21st. Original venue unrecorded. Once stored the world before vanishing. Now under examination by the St. Paulo Foundation and scheduled for a renewed showcase soon. Ah, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, she ended up pretty much in an interrogation at the end of the story, so they're leaving it open to interpretation. That's fine. Medium crystal refraction inspired the predetermined image, intelligence the observer. Fragrance note, shipper? That's not sure. Cypress, juniper, sandalwood, violet. Okay, makes sense. Let's hear the voice lines.
Ah, the inside of the suitcase. A place Matilda has often spoken of. It is an honor to finally see it for myself. We have much to speak about, you and I. How fortunate that we have been granted the time to do so.
You know what's funny about her now that I'm looking at her design while she's speaking? The way her crystals are across her body, this will only make sense for people who play Arcanists. It really just reminds me of Oripathy. and the crystals growing and replacing skin essentially slowly. Until they kill you. Even though I presume this will not kill her. It's kind of very, very reminiscent. Just replace the bright and multicolored shimmering of the crystals with black, yellowish, orangish crystals growing over the body, and you pretty much have Oripathy. Anyway.
This rainy season, in which the world is broken down, reshaped, and toyed with like wet clay, will be a long one. Still, I do not find the uncertainty unpleasant.
Yeah?
The future Had you spoken on it earlier, it would have been a dull, predictable subject. Once, beneath the Sephiroth's glow, I saw it as plainly as the past. But now, with so much changed, I find myself just as curious as any to see where fate will lead us.
God, every time the story mentions Sephiroth, I can't. I'm too Final Fantasy VII brain rotted. Every time they mention it, I hear the theme or the stupid words, I am waiting cloud.
Silence often holds truths far greater than any words. I appreciate you letting it speak. There are things which are more easily revealed to me in the quiet.
Okay.
Du chaos naissent les questions, et dans leurs réponses nous trouvons l'ordre. Pour ceux qui ne voient pas la voie du destin, la vie n'est qu'une mer en tumulte. Mais en apprenant à la naviguer, on peut y trouver un sens. Ah, je vous en prie, entrez.
Excuse me. It was even written in French. Well, thanks. Fuck's sake. I have no idea what was said. Someone translate that for me, please. I feel too lazy right now. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Another quiet visit? I do appreciate your attempts to bring some surprise into my life. There are madeleines on the table. Take one. Let your efforts yield at least some small reward.
Thank you.
Were the sun not to rise in the morning, dread would befall the world. The constants of life console us, yet when given a life of constants, we soon grow numb. We are all walking contradictions, and thus, it is never quite possible to wholly divine our futures.
Interesting. Also, I keep forgetting to say this, unless I did say it in passing at some point, but she is very funny to me when it comes to the language thing, because when she speaks normally in English, she barely has an accent. She like barely has any kind of French accent in her voice, outside of maybe a couple of strings of French here and there. But the moment she switches over in French, it sounds just normal. Very nice.
Mind the divination sprites. They have a habit of following diviners like myself. They are not malicious, merely curious and willfully ignorant of house rules. No matter how carefully I lock up the night before, the crystals are always in disarray by morning.
Huh.
I slept in a suitcase last night. Birds I never expected to speak. I mean no reproach. The experience was refreshing. After all, novelty has ever been a rarity in my life.
Experiencing new things is always fun.
Beyond the hair on our heads, Matilda and I share few similarities. I suspect she would rather be remembered as a powerful diviner than simply as my daughter.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I often wander the fields in the wilderness to feel the heavy ears of barley against my palms. Miss Bunny tells me that, when baked at various temperatures, they may produce a variety of alcohols.
Oh.
Though I admire her dedication to her craft, I feel it is best I abstain from her next tasting session.
Not a fan of alcohol, I guess. Very funny.
Bien des Boanish m'ont dit, tu es un cristal d'une clarté rare, par lequel l'énergie divine des Sephiroth s'écoule sans étrat vers le monde matériel.
Moja draga gospođe, ja mogu isto pričati na jednom drugom jeziku i nećete me razumjeti, ali kaj da vam kažem sada? Fuck's sake. Anyway.
Those who resisted the current, and those who surrendered to it,
Ooh.
were both carried off by the river. They were fragile back then, mere pebbles cast into the water. Yet I found some joy in watching the splashes they made along the way. But now, it seems, we may all find satisfaction, for the river has lost its course, and what was once just a splash now carves a current all its own.
Uh-huh. That was an interesting animation with the thread in the water as well. Very nice nod to what I literally just went through. Uh-huh.
You are no stranger to the unknown. You have even made a companion of it. It seems, with you, that I am the one with questions to ask.
I mean, what?
The mist that hangs about the lake seems to send those who enter it into a temporary state of unconsciousness. If only there were someone immune to its effects, who could join me to witness the results of my divination. Well, Vertin, would you grant me the favor?
Wait, the mist of the lake? Wait, whoa, go back?
The mist that hangs about the lake seems to send those who enter it into a temporary state of unconsciousness.
She... if it's a spoiler, don't say anything. But is she talking about the lake where we summon people from? Because that's literally the first thing that popped into my head. I mean, the whole thread thing is also kind of part of it. So, from my understanding, so I guess. Okay, interesting.
I once saw music only as a metaphor for fate, a pre-written melody played until our songs end. But Miss Voyageur sees it altogether differently.
Ooh.
To her, a natural minor might convey a tender concern, D major a bright joy. I see now its quiet power, and how deeply it can stir the heart.
Also, the moment Voyagers get mentioned, I'm happy. Like, woo! Anyway.
There are still those who sell tarnished crystals under the Buaniche name.
Scoundrels.
It is a time-consuming task to root them all out, but necessary if we are to preserve our reputation. And in time, as the hazards of the false are made plain, the true crystals will gleam all the brighter.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, not surprised there are people who are selling counterfeits. That's normal anywhere.
Rester fidèle à soi-même, c'est se rappeler que c'est le voyage, et non son terme, qui compte le plus. Savoure les instants du chemin, hésite au carrefour, crains la route devant toi, doute de tes choix. Ah, si un jour la tempête s'éteint, ces jours me manqueront.
Did she mention macarons at the end? What was that? Vidimo da nastavljamo pričati na drugim jezicima. Onda, okej, ako svaki puta neko počne pričati na drugom jeziku, ja ću pričati na drugom jeziku, pa ćemo se razumjeti na taj način.
Let us see what we will achieve, together.
Okay, sure.
Many streams are converging in this place.
Dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again. Okay, those are battle lines at least.
Comme l'a scellé le destin.
A destined choice. A glimpse beneath the veil. Fate has revealed itself to you. Prey caught in the woven net. A ripple stirred.
Uh-huh. I'm just letting it play because I want to see the animation without the text at the bottom. Interesting.
A secret revealed.
Cet en tout révèle les séphirotes.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
I don't know why these two are... Why is this so funny?
Oh. Huh.
Anyway.
Voilà donc ce que c'est.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Atteindre la fin. Non la prophétie, mais par mes propres mains.
Well, this one I at least heard before, anyway.
I once caught a glimpse of its true form. A beauty so indescribable that in its presence, I was made keenly aware of my flaws. And yet, if mortal eyes may perceive it, perhaps it is not so far from us as I once imagined.
Okay, I think this is a line I heard before in the lobby. I think. Okay, now I have context for what she's talking about. Alright, final one.
To step into this river is to grow accustomed to groping in its waters, the body tattered and bruised along the way. One emerges in a sorry state indeed. Yet, perhaps, this is what it means to be alive.
Yeah. Okay, that's all the voice lines. Interesting. There are some interesting ones. Alright, the 3 items. First one, the perfect medium. So the crystal on her neck. By the way, that crystal on her neck, the way it is right here, good god, that is one hell of a brutal way to correct your posture. Not slump your head downwards. Anyway, the perfect medium. A flawless crystal born with an unmatched gift for capturing hidden light. A slight shift in angle sends rainbows dancing across its surface, though its own true color is impossible to define. Every beam that passes through it bends away, and no one can say if the crystal itself has changed in the process. That kind of very well describes Beryl, quite honestly. Really well. Anyway, Eyes of the Earth. One of the workshop's finest creations, a new vessel for a fragile being, now unafraid of the passage of time. When it spreads its wings and lifts into the air, the shimmer it casts can hold any gaze. Interviewees didn't deny its remarkable effect in advertising. Okay, interesting little item. Alright, and the last one is, what even is that? Like, is that her, like, oh, hold on. Where's the garment? Hold on. Where's the normal form? Oh, it is the thing she has on her left wrist, but you can't see it in too closely, at least in this. Yeah, her wrist is covered on this one, but you can see it in a normal screen. Anyway, what was meant to be? A young girl, careful but unskilled, finished her very first piece of polishing and strung it with her favorite ribbon to give to her mother. Crude beside the woman's other fine jewelry, perhaps, but from the wear of its edges, she clearly wore it for years. Oh, a present for Matilda? Oh, that is adorable. That is adorable. Okay, story time. Let's see. Spirit of the 30s. The shop on Rue de Palais changed hands. The buyer, a young woman. The property agent, puzzled by the high price, asked why she chose it. Buaniche's atelier will open here, she said. Within months, the name had spread throughout Paris, drifting through every salon, waltzing through every ball, and lingering on the lips of every aspiring fashionista. Exquisite crystal pieces that capture every eye, and the rumored special card sometimes tucked inside, draw the curious and the vain alike to obsession. Beryl in the 1930s playing gacha with people. Some customers, of course, balked at the prices, as the decade opened with an unprecedented financial crisis. The self-sufficient France had held on longer than most, but the French economy could not outrun the Great Depression forever. Recovery was slow, spring came and went, yet wounds still remained. Even in such times, the lady of the Crystal Workshop always smiled with understanding. We offer something different for everyone, but look, people are fighting to protect peace, to turn the tide of despair. These beautiful crystals are just like their beautiful wishes. You have to hold on to something tangible before you can face the unknown, even if it seems foolish. This has remained true throughout the ages. Alright, part 2, Blessing or Curse. In the months after their daughter was born, the Buonish family lived in constant worry. She never stopped crying. No matter what they did to soothe her, those round, tear-filled eyes... Oh, is it time to reset the server? It is. Always the perfect time, anyway. She never stopped crying. No matter what they did to soothe her, those round, tear-filled eyes always seemed to drift off towards something unseen. God, the flashing of the screen right now is annoying me. As an infant, she babbled as if trying to speak. But the older she grew, the quieter she became. Clarine took her to every sort of reputable doctors, yet none of them found a cause. In the end, she had no choice but to seek out a diviner she had hoped to never meet again. A brilliant practitioner, but unbearably arrogant. To her surprise, the diviner's expression changed the moment the reading ended. Your daughter isn't ill, but she carries a frightening gift. What should have been an incomprehensible skill to master came effortlessly to the child. It was as if she were blessed by some higher power. Even without performing any rites, her vision contained signs and prophecies. People seeking guidance flocked to them, and the Buonish crystal business flourished. But Clarine never forgot the diviner's face that day, caught between speaking the truth and biting her tongue. Clarine, you should understand this gift may not be a blessing. Yeah, it's both a blessing and a curse. Interesting. I wonder who this diviner was. Seems like a actually capable diviner. Interesting. Alright, part 3. The interview. Intent to collaborate. We all know you're a successful businesswoman. The crystal pieces from the Buonish workshop have turned heads for years, but more than that, you're a powerful diviner. In fact, I've heard your divinations have never proved false. Is that true? If you mean to speak of the words written on the cards I slip into my merchandise boxes, as far as I'm aware, yes. That's astonishing. Even the authoritative Applied Arcanum Modern Divination Theory and Methods says in its introduction that every diviner is prone to error. How have you managed such a feat? Could you share something about your gift with our readers? My apologies, but it is something of a trade secret. So those little inserts are part of the marketing strategy then? I also heard you once posted a challenge. Anyone who could disprove of one of your predictions would receive a generous payment. Is that offer still valid? Always. I'm sure some readers will be thrilled to hear that. Unfortunately, your products seem in short supply at the moment. An issue we are endeavoring to solve. Since your magazine has such an impressive readership, I wonder if I might interest you in a collaboration? Let me guess. This is something to do with the crate delivered to our editorial office this morning? It does. Then you must have foreseen my answer already. Ooh. Ooh, what is this? What is this one? Beryl working with the Utu magazine, huh? On something interesting. Interesting. Something delivered to the office in the morning. Well, considering what we now know about Pandora, the actual Pandora being missing. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if Beryl could somehow help them find her. That's an interesting thought. But alright, this is the file, voice file and everything. So, yeah, very interesting background, very interesting character and everything. But we're not done yet with this episode. So for you guys now, what will follow is the anecdote that I read through a couple of days ago, actually, at this point. for Matilda. Pretty short, probably gonna be pretty short. The original file I have on hand is like 50 minutes. I wonder how long it's gonna be after editing. Yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy that. I will just say this, and I will apologize anyway in a moment again, but I was recording that one literally 30 minutes after I woke up after a good night's sleep. And I am not really a morning person, but I want to get that done before the server reset it. And yeah, I will probably sound awful for the first like 15-20 minutes of that recording. I literally woke up. I'm like a car from the 1930s. It takes a while to get running. A car from the 1930s that is still running in the 1980s. So I apologize if I'm gonna sound pretty off at the beginning of what you're about to watch, but I will meet you guys in the outro. So for now, enjoy the anecdote. Handover day. Alright, Matilda, let's see what this is gonna be about. Also, quick apology here in advance before we go into the story. Literally just woke up, so the first maybe 5 to 10 minutes are gonna sound like trying to start a very rusty car engine. Apologies. Anyway. Rekindled Memory 03. Ooh. Okay, we're dealing with crystals, huh? What are these? Okay, Madame Z. Okay, no idea what that is. Uh-huh. Wait, so what is this? In stage 1, remember our conversation with the monitor director right after graduation. Okay. Oh, wait, what did it say on the top? Oh, monitor assistance, okay. Swabby stay? In stage 3, successfully use your arcane skill to save a falling boy. Okay. Uncertainty and possibility. In stage 5, share your peculiar thoughts with a certain girl. Okay, that sounds like that's gonna be tied to Sonetto. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is very similar to the thing that was with oh god, it's quiet also. Very similar to the thing that was with what's her name? Necrologist. Unexpected but fated. Guest room, St. Paulo Foundation. 8 AM, I guess. Why no music?
Well, what do you think, Mama?
The girl twirls across the... Oh, there we go. The girl twirls across the black and white tiles, showing off her coat embroidered with the same pattern. It hangs a little loose on her, but the joy in her movements makes such a detail irrelevant.
You look beautiful, my dear, but there, much better.
Beryl brushes the fringe from her daughter's forehead and nods with a gentle smile.
My, how you've changed.
Oh, okay. How you've changed. I'm guessing this is picking up on where we literally just left off with the story, maybe? Oh my god, it pierced my ears. I did not expect to hear voices out of this format, or any sound bites.
Of course, Mama. I'm all grown up now. Look!
Matilda hops over her desk and grabs a letter. Uh-huh. Tap to open the letter, okay. She carefully unfolds it as if afraid it might tear.
In recognition of Special Investigator Matilda Buenish's outstanding performance, the committee has decided to promote her to Official Investigator Level 3.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely taking place at current time.
This appointment is effective immediately. Identity and clearance levels will be updated shortly.
St. Paul Foundation Investigator Management Center.
Finally, I waited so very, very long for this. Aha!
Finally. Okay, really? After waking up hard to get into a high-pitched voice, damn. Ugh.
Now we can't make any more excuses, Mama.
She puffs her cheeks and shoots her mother a playful glee. Some time ago, her mother had vanished without a trace. Even the Foundation couldn't find her. Matilda had spent many nights tossing and turning over it. Then a few days ago, Beryl reappeared, safe and calm as ever. Rumor had it she had returned to meet with Madame Z and Matilda's old classmate, the one who became the Timekeeper. But no matter how Matilda pressed pressed for answers, her mother only smiled and said,
No need to hurry.
"You must uncover the truth yourself. I've already taught you everything you need to know." Just as she is now, that's how her mother has always been. Matilda has learned to accept it.
Alright, the only thing left is to hand over my duties as monitor assistant. They said they have already found someone, and I must meet her today. While I'm away, the newcomer will take over disciplinary duties at the school. So today is my great foray into tutorship. Lucky for me, it's
Field trip day.
so there won't be any students around.
She confidently puffs her chest, then tilts her head, a slight frown growing on her face.
Still, ever since I woke up this morning, I've had this uneasy feeling, like something bad is going to happen. I tried divination with my operculum, but the reading was unclear.
Matilda glances at her mother, already knowing what kind of answer to expect.
I have taught you more than just divination. Aha! I know what's bothering me! It's that awful woman, the monitor director. She doesn't like me. Huh. Well, I don't like her either.
Okay. Oh? Uh-huh. Main hole, the foundation.
That's...
It was not long after Matilda's graduation, on one of her many visits to St. Pablo Foundation, that she caught sight of a familiar figure in the hall. Oh, Madame Z.
Hello, Madame Z. Hello, Matilda.
There was no way she'd let this opportunity slip by.
I submitted my application to become an investigator, but I still haven't heard back. All my classmates have been assigned except me. Do you know why? Do you?
Okay.
Investigator?
She paused for a moment, then gave a faint smile.
I'm not sure about the details, but if I remember correctly, you're younger than most of your classmates, aren't you? You mean my age?
This wasn't the answer she was hoping for, and not something that could be fixed through determination alone.
But I know you did well in school. I'm sure you'll make an excellent investigator one day.
Oh, is this taking... can I scroll up? Thank you. I feel like this conversation right now is taking place before everything, like we jumped into a flashback of something. Anyway.
But this is a dangerous line of work. Perhaps for now you could start as a monitor assistant, build some experience. What do you say?
Okay, yeah, definitely. Monitor director, what? An exclamation of disbelief from a voice Matilda had hoped she'd never hear again. The monitor director stormed over, her face dark with outrage.
Madame Z, I know I asked for help in finding a candidate, but her? Please tell me you're joking.
The director shot Matilda a glare, her expression a mix of shock and fury.
She's got to be one of the least disciplined students we've ever had.
Uh-huh. Those who assist with discipline may create their own. That is an interesting saying, yeah. Different choices unlock different rekindled memories. Tap to check how a rekindled memory is unlocked. Yeah, already did. Okay, so in stage 3, successfully use your arcane skill to save a falling boy. Okay, interesting. Stage 2 though will be still normal. Review is... Okay, so this really is like the, what's it called? The necrologist story. So this is gonna be one story told here, and I'm guessing this is gonna be different. I guess I'll check that at the end, but first. SPDM, alright. Two girls, one after the other, walk down the shaded path that follows the school building. One is chatting non-stop, the other quietly following behind.
Here we are. This is the path all students take to class every day. The class monitor reports to us an attendance and whether anyone is feeling unwell. If someone is ill, it is our responsibility to check on them. We just use the same old method. Take a drop of blood, drip it into a glass of water, and if the fern inside changes color, there is a problem. But sometimes this method isn't so sensitive, so if a student looks really awful, I just... Huh? Are you listening?
Of course, Miss Matilda. Oh, this is her giving instructions to the new girl. The girl's eyes briefly flick up from behind her glasses, then drop right back to the notebook in her hands. Matilda can't help but recall the moment the monitor director introduced this new monitor assistant, the successor. Okay. The usually stone-faced director looked at the bespectacled girl with visible pride and satisfaction, the kind that left no room for doubt. By comparison, her opinion of Matilda was likely the complete opposite. Since she started as a monitor assistant, the two have clashed more than once, Matilda giving in more often than not. But there is no question that those exchanges were unpleasant for both sides. Matilda snaps back to attention, noticing the steady scratch of a pen across paper.
What are you writing? Did I really talk that much? Just adding some notes, reminders for myself.
Lavender. Oh wait, was there a name? No, it was just girl up here. Lavender. I'm presuming this is someone I have no idea who this is. New character? The eyes behind the lenses drift back to the notebook, the pen never stopping. A cloud of suspicion builds in Matilda until a thought takes shape.
Wait, don't tell me...
The uneasy feeling that's been hanging over her since morning washes over her once more. If something were to go wrong with her promotion, there's only one person who could be behind it, the monitor director. It may not even be out of malice. The woman has been in her post for decades. She's a relic. It's not as if Matilda ever means to defy the rules. It's just that the whole system is hopelessly outdated. A good Arcanist needs broad knowledge, an open mind, deep understanding of Arcanum, and quick judgment in crisis. But at the SPDM, whoever obeys the dusty student handbook best is considered excellent. The more like a puppet, the better. Sure, becoming a monitor assistant was never her plan, but once appointed, she tried to bring something new and better to the school. Sadly, to the director, that was an unforgivable misdemeanor. Okay, now in front of the school building SPDM. Ah, there we go.
No, it's more like she's always behind that deep down.
Sorry.
It's more like she's always believed that deep down.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Matilda flinches immediately on guard. If her guess is right, this first year may be the director's little spy sent to evaluate her performance. Probably not.
You said if a student really looks awful, you would, what? Nothing.
Usually Matilda will judge for herself whether a student is faking or truly sick. If it's the latter, she has her own tricks to help them out. But now is not the time to talk about that. If she wants her promotion to stay on track, she'd better keep her progressive ideas under wraps, at least for today. Behind the school building? Okay.
Next, I'll take you to the infirmary. If a student gets ill or injured and no teachers are around, we are responsible for basic first aid. Follow me. This way behind the building is quicker. Huh?
She stops in her tracks, the girl behind her letting out a small gasp. That was almost on cue. Okay. About 3 stories high on the back wall of the school building, 2 white-clad figures are awkwardly edging along a window frame.
What are you two doing?
Ah, there we go. This is gonna lead to the next choice, huh? Or the first proper choice, I guess. Behind the school building.
Oh no, it's the monitor assistant.
Hurry up!
Go, climb! The kids can't be older than 6 or 7. Oh god, no. No, my brain immediately went there. god, why did that become a meme? Anyway, the moment they spot Matilda and Lavender, panic flashes across their faces and they scramble upward in a flurry. Isn't today supposed to be field trip day? What are students doing here? There's no time to think. The boy slips, his foot missing the ledge below. It's going to fall! Whoa, sound effect. The window to act is gone in an instant. The incantation Matilda learned in class springs to her lips. Svebby stay. Oh!
Svebby, stay!
Bad news. She's a split second too slow. Oh, what was I supposed... I was clicking on the name. Was I supposed to click the icon? The incantation that came effortlessly to her in class catches on her tongue. The boy is about to crash head first. No, this can't happen. This can't happen. In a brush of adrenaline, Matilda lunges forward.
Ouch! Miss Matilda, are you alright?
Matilda doesn't have the breath to answer. She pushes the boy off her, groans and rolls twice across the ground before managing to sit up. Bad news. She's pretty sure there's a lump forming on her head. Good news, no one cracked theirs open in front of her. But Matilda has let her guard down too soon.
Stony, are you okay? Ah!
The girl leans forward to look and, in the panic of seeing her friend fall, loses her balance. Oh boy.
Help.
Ah! She comes hurling down, and this time Matilda is too slow. A thought flashes through her mind, heavy with dread. It's over. But what follows isn't the dull thud she expects, nor a child's frightened wail. It's a familiar voice.
Hey.
Whoa! Who are you? You look like some fantasy medieval knight. What the shit? Is that a mask as well on his face? Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
I've seen rain and hail fall from the sky, but never kids. A young man in silver white armor stands before them. Luckily, he appears just in time to catch the girl. He gently sets the girl down. She's unhurt, but pale and shaken. Oh, a guy from Razor Squad. Okay.
Razor Squad? Superb timing. But how did you...
She freezes as she notices the face beneath the helmet. Lavash? Jay? Oh. As in... Jay? The character Jay? Wait, did he join Razor? What? That's kinda sick. That's a... Okay. Long time... Yeah, it is Jay. Okay, what the shit? Long time no see, French fry. Didn't think I'd run into you today.
Ooh la la!
What was that soundbite? Ooh la la! What are you doing here? You joined the Razor Squad.
She steps closer, her eyes lighting up as she examines his gleaming armor. No, not exactly, I'm what's the word? Right, an intern. The squad's doing a presentation here soon, so we came to scout the place. Gonna be a mock battle too. The captain's making me do it.
Come on.
I get that it's an honor or whatever, but I ain't the kind of guy to pretend to fight. Cramps my style. Okay.
What? You're a great show-off. It should be easy, none?
Hey, I ain't a show-off. I'm the real deal. Don't gonna put it on when cool just oozes from you. An unexpected reunion, full of laughter and nostalgia. So, you're a mentor now, huh? Not bad. He glances at Lavender standing quietly behind her, then gives Matilda a pat on the shoulder. Make sure you set a good example, huh? With a wave, the young man strides off. Time to get back to business.
Do you two have any idea how dangerous that was? Well, what do you have to say for yourselves? Why were you sneaking into the building? Planning a prank,
The two kids exchange a nervous glance. No matter how Matilda questions them, they just mumble.
You do realize that according to school rules, this means you'll be sent to
Matilda can't bring herself to finish the sentence, but that Lavender delivers the verdict coldly.
The guardhouse.
Oh boy. Into the doghouse you go. Successfully use the arcane skill. Okay, let's do this again then. Okay, I had to click the little icon. The boy freezes mid-air, then slowly drifts down on the, onto the ground. His face is as pale as chalk.
Ha! Good for you. The great Matilda Boynish was there. That could have ended very badly.
Okay. You applied your knowledge beyond the classroom. That alone outperformed 80% of your fellow students. Alright. But Matilda has let the guard down too soon. And I'm presuming this is gonna now play out the same, right? Okay, yeah. The rest plays out the same. Alright, I'm gonna open all three of them, then I'm gonna read them at the end of this whole thing. So this one is on the last stage, huh? Okay. Let's see, and more of these are opening as well? Okay, cool. Let's see, part 4. In front of the school building.
No!
I don't want to go to the guardhouse. It's dark and cold in there. And the rats are as big as puppies, and they bite.
Please.
Please, just this once, let us go, please.
The two continue to plead as Matilda marches them to the guardhouse. She almost gives in. She's done the same before. Sure, mistakes should be punished, but it should be something like a week without candy or half allowance for a month. She knows what the guardhouse is like. The place has cruel little lessons meant to make naughty children remember their mistakes.
No. Rules are rules. If you didn't want to end up there, you shouldn't have been so reckless.
Or you shouldn't have been caught. Matilda finishes the thought silently and steels herself. As their cries continue behind her, she glances back at Lavender. She's scribbling once again in her notebook. Uh-huh. Alright, at the guardhouse. Oh boy, this place.
Not this one. Much too drafty. They'll catch a cold. And this one? Why is the floor all wet? Ugh, it's just disgusting. But that will need cleaning later.
Matilda opens door after door until one room remains.
What are all these Shamirs doing here? I swear I cleared them out last time. I suppose there's nothing for it. This is the only one left.
The moment she steps inside, the kids turn pale.
But don't worry, I will chase them out.
And whoop, a burst of flame flashes across the cold tiles. Startled, the Shamirs scurry out through the crack under the door. By the time the last one has wiggled its way out, the room already feels warmer.
The handbook doesn't mention cleaning the guardhouse room before locking students inside.
It's the first time her successor has spoken up.
And does it say we cannot? I see.
Matilda notices Lavender's eyes widen slightly before she flips her notebook open again to jot something down. Who knows what? Either way, Matilda just can't bring herself to leave a couple of kids who look like they just started elementary arcanum locked up in a room full of Shamirs.
Alright, get in. According to the rules, you have to stay in here until evening. I'll return later to check on you. As long as you behave and think long and hard about what you've done, you will make it out in time for dinner.
Matilda turns to leave but feels someone tug at her coat.
Please?
Can you stay with us? Everyone else went out on the field trip. It's boring being stuck here alone.
A thought crosses Matilda's mind.
That's right. Today is field trip day. What are you two still doing here?
What?
We wanted to go, of course, but they found an old notebook with instructions on how to make a football in it, apparently from a former student. They smashed the window on the second floor.
Ah.
I'm sorry. We were just curious.
The girl's cheeks flush bright red.
Because?
We only wanted to know what it's like outside, what people out there do. That's against the rules. The studenthood handbook clearly states that students must not engage with the outside world unless given express permission. But if a teacher's watching, then it's fine, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have field trips or parade ceremonies.
The girl puffs up her cheeks and looks at Lavender, her fingers tightening around Matilda's coat.
Please?
Tell us a story about being a special investigator. I heard you talking with that big boy just now. You've been to lots of places, haven't you? India, America. I've only seen those names in books.
Please.
All eyes fall on Matilda. She has no intention of saying no. Regale us with your story, Miss Buonish. Alright, part 5.
Truthfully, I was absolutely terrified back then. I really thought I was going to die. But thanks to the Razor Squad, we made it out alive.
Inside your book or bookulum, good lord, that word. On her lap, dazzling scenes of adventure unfold. When the story ends, the kids' mouths are still hanging open in awe.
Wow.
What happened next? What about the energy healer lady? She registered with the Foundation but left soon after.
Okay. Yeah.
She's a wandering dancer, free as the wind, always drifting wherever life takes her.
That's awesome.
I like that Indian guy better. With the mask and the mechanical arm, so cool.
Shamir. Okay, so Mercuria joined for a while and then obviously left. I mean, that makes sense for her character.
Miss Matilda, tell us again about how he smashed that door open.
The two chatter endlessly around her, their eyes shining brightly in the dim guardhouse. Finally, they ask the question.
Can we be like you someday, Miss Matilda? Go out into the world and meet lots of people? Of course you can. But first you need to grow up a bit. There is a reason the student handbook forbids leaving school without permission.
The two kids exchange glances.
Listen.
We, heard some rumors. They said a few years ago some kid snuck out of school and something
bad happened. Oh my god. PTSD. Oh no. Oh no.
Who told you that? Who's spreading those lies?
Those are not lies, Lavender. Lavender's sharp tone makes both children fall silent. Then Matilda speaks.
They weren't troublemakers. They were just like you, curious about the world outside. There is nothing wrong with that. Miss Matilda?
Matilda ignores Lavender's clear disapproval, gently placing her hand on the children's small shoulders.
They just didn't know how dangerous the outside world can be. There are terrible disasters, and people far more terrifying than any monster. The storm. Manus Vindictae. Names that are not supposed to be spoken on school grounds, but Matilda has seen too many who have suffered because of them. Those cunning villains set a trap, luring them into a nightmare, into a lie. It wasn't any of those children's fault, but one of them decided to take all the blame alone.
Matilda recalls the face of that old classmate. That day, she'd given her a pair of crystal earrings as a parting gift. The next time she saw her, she only caught a glimpse of her back. She's always hated watching people walk away.
That's why I became an investigator. I will help the Foundation uncover the truth behind those disasters and ensure the people responsible get what they deserve. I will not allow the same tragedy to happen again.
Her calm voice fills the room, carrying a quiet but unshakable resolve. The two children exchange a look before speaking up.
So, what's written in the student handbook? Is it true?
So, what's written in the student handbook? Is it true?
It says we shouldn't devote ourselves to It says we should devote ourselves to ensure the peace and stability of the human world. So we have to become investigators too, or do something else that's valuable.
Which means...
That's what our future will be, right? Well...
She glances back at Lavender, who is eyeing her closely from behind her glasses.
The correct answer is clear, but not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Miss Matilda?
Unable to hold back the truth, her words draw a startled gasp. Matilda clenches her teeth, electing to ignore it. Okay. The future belongs to all children. You are a representation of the infinite possibility. Electing to ignore it? Right.
There are many terrible disasters going on outside, and bad people running rampant. The most important thing is to fix these problems, so everyone can live in safety again. It's not easy. It will take the effort of everyone, and it will take yours too. When you're older, I mean. But once the crisis is over, I think people should be free to do what they truly want.
Spoken very great, Miss Duck. Honestly, now knowing actually Beryl, when Matilda is not doing her normal
Matilda Boynish,
kind of like full of herself personality, she's very similar to her mother when she speaks. Alright, 6. What's in here? Guardhouse. The reflections she sees.
Oh,
then I want to be a knight, like
Bradamanti? That's a familiar name? I can't remember right now, though.
I want to write poems. I'm not very good yet, though.
The children dream about their futures, and the guardhouse fills with more laughter than it's ever heard before. Lavender is a bit taken aback. At some point, the scratching of pen and paper has stopped. Lavender taps her pen against the page, yet cannot bring herself to write a single word.
What about you, Miss Matilda? What do you want to do?
For example,
Be a legendary investigator? The kind who writes a bunch of books about their adventures? Or like your mother, a traveling crystal merchant or a fortune teller? Me?
The question catches Matilda off guard. She thinks for a moment before replying.
I'm interested in all those things, but...
None of them feels like what she truly wants most. Her confusion makes the vision within the orbiculum fade, returning it to its original clarity.
Your medium is reflection.
Oh, Beryl. Sorry, that was I read boy for a second. I was in the other one. Flashing back to her mama.
Your medium is reflection.
Matilda recalls her mother's words from the first time she performed an arcane skill.
Signs of the future will present themselves to you through anything that holds a reflection. Our arcane skills mirror our nature. My nature? What does it mean, Mama?
Her mother only smiled, as she always did.
You will understand when the time comes.
Matilda was too young to grasp her words at the time, so the memory buried itself deep in her mind. Now, seeing her own face mirrored in the curve of the orbiculum, she begins to understand. It began with her grandfather's stories. Tales of heroes who braved great adventures, achieved glory, and won the admiration of many. Those stories planted a seed in her heart. She wanted to become someone great, someone extraordinary. But stories alone couldn't teach her to achieve it. What did it mean to actually be someone great? Her first guiding star was her mother, Beryl, always graceful, composed, and effortlessly brilliant. So Matilda mimicked her gestures, took up an orbiculum, and practiced the art of divination. Then came that fleeting encounter at the parade ceremony. From the moment she met her, she knew the orange-haired girl would forever be her rival. Alright. So she transferred to the SPDM, buried herself in books, and learned the meaning of competition, cooperation, and friendship among her peers. And then came Vertin. Matilda had once dismissed her as unfocused, yet even back in their student days, she couldn't deny her natural brilliance. After that incident, the Timekeeper and her chief assistant drifted apart.
And Matilda refused to be left behind, worked tirelessly, submitted application after application to finally become an official investigator.
So that's what my mom meant.
She finally realizes that her mother, Sonetto, even Vertin, are all the same in one way. Some she saw as mentors, others as rivals, but what she truly saw in all of them were the reflections of her own aspirations. Oh, that's a big sentence. Following those reflections, she had always been tracing her path forward, step by step. The answer now clear, Matilda smiles.
But none of that is what I want most. None of them is my final goal in life. I do plan to be a skilled investigator, and I want to refine my future fortune-telling, yes. But once all those pressing problems are solved, there are still so many other things I'm curious to do. Things I want to try. I cannot say exactly what I'll be doing decades from today.
The orbaculum in her hands glows once more, lighting the children's faces with the reflection of a dazzling world.
The most important thing is to be yourself, to become the person you want to be. So there is one thing I'm certain of. When that time comes, I know I will truly become the great Matilda Buonish.
Oh, this is Lavender. Okay. No idea. This I think this is a completely new person. She looks, I will not lie. This little one looks a bit spooky in, on that angle of her head. All right, this is a very nice picture. All right. There is more. 2 more of them. Actually, I just want to peek quickly. Is this? Oh, no. These are just to rewatch the scenes. Okay. I was thinking this is gonna be something else. All right. Let's go with 7. Okay, still in the guardhouse, seizing opportunity. I should have read actually the titles on all of these, but that's fine.
Alright, enough stories. Now you two stay put and finish your detention properly. If you're as curious as you say about the outside world, then don't do any more silly things. That way, next year, you'll get to go on the field trip with everyone else.
Matilda turns to say goodbye, but the kids' faces crumple into disappointment.
Even if we behave, we won't get picked. Picked? What do you mean?
Picked, yeah, what?
Field trip day should be for everyone.
It was that way last year, but this time they said only the ones they choose get to go. The boy hangs his head. Something in his tone makes Matilda's eyes narrow.
You mean there are more children still left in school? Where are they?
Classroom SPDM. Why the change? Matilda knocks once before pushing the door open. The classroom is full, but dead silent. So silent it's suffocating. All the blank young eyes turn toward her, pens freezing mid-stroke. Behind the podium, the monitor director rises to her feet. Dina? John? She stares in disbelief at the 2 children behind Matilda, then glances toward the back row. 2 desks piled high with books. Huh! You two never learn your lesson, do you? Well done, Miss Buonish. You two, up front, now.
Madam Harper, I'm here for you.
Matilda cuts her off.
May I have a word outside?
Something in Matilda's eyes makes the director hesitate. After a moment's scrutiny, she agrees.
Continue your self-study. I'll have no fooling around, understood?
Okay, in the hallway.
Miss Matilda, what are you going to do?
In the few seconds before the monitor director steps out, Lavender tugs gently on Matilda's sleeve.
You knew about this, didn't you? Why did you tell me? Didn't you tell me?
But when she sees Lavender's face, she swallows the rest of her words.
Don't worry. Leave it to me.
But the classroom door swings open. The director's gaze is as sharp as a blade.
Miss Buonish, make it quick. I don't have time to waste. I'd like to know why so many students weren't allowed to join the field trip. What is this new selection system about? It doesn't seem to match the reason why Madame Z introduced the field trip day.
What are you implying? It's a school decision? Matilda takes a deep breath, her voice trembling slightly, but she's already made up her mind. Make a stand.
Then the school's decision is wrong.
She's promised herself she would stay out of trouble today, but she's changed her mind. She was once like them, a scolded child in a classroom, looking out the window, hoping any passing grown-up would speak up in the name of fairness. But no one ever did. But now she can be that grown-up she always hoped to see.
Wrong? Do you hear what you're saying? We announced the rules long ago. Anyone who breaks school regulations or fails classes loses the right to participate. Yet these children refuse to behave and still ignore their studies. Is that fair to the good students? Those who did everything right?
Oh, rekindled memories can unlock special options. Ah, so that's why those were there. That's not the point, but okay, that's okay. I'm not gonna even look what the but option is gonna be, because that's gonna just probably fail the whole thing. That's not the point. Ah, I see. Select a rekindled memory and try using that mindset when talking to the monitor director. Okay.
You're right. Good behavior deserves reward, and mistakes should have consequences. But this punishment isn't right.
She looks toward the classroom, and the eyes peeking up at her, filled with quiet hope.
Even these so-called bad kids have a right to be curious about the outside, a right to see the world they were born into. You know how precious this opportunity is for them?
Mm-hmm. Every child deserves this right. Oh, it's automatically highlighted, okay. Uncertainty and possibility.
When Madame Z first proposed the field trip day, the goal was to let all students safely and appropriately explore the world beyond school walls. This is exactly what last year's notice said. It's still pinned on the main hall bulletin board. You heard me, Madam Harper. It says all students.
What exactly are you trying to say, Monitor Assistant Matilda Buonish? And now the middle one, Swabby Stay.
I will take them.
You? Her voice rises sharply, eyes locked on Matilda as though she's staring at some foreign creature. Foreign creature? Excuse me, it's a duck! You don't have the authority, not even I do. Miss Buonish, you're being reckless. You have no idea what you're doing.
I know exactly what I'm doing. The door is right there beside me. All I have to do is open it, and they will be free. I bumped into the Razor Squad earlier. They have a car to drive us to the site. We will all be safe with them there. The children may have missed the morning events, but if we leave now, we'll still make it in time for the picnic and afternoon activities.
Do you understand the consequences of this?
I do, Madam Harper.
Matilda takes a few steps forward and grips the doorknob. She opens the door. Damn, Matilda. Holy shit. Actually, before I finish with the 8th one, is there anything else to read on these? Okay, no, there wasn't. Stage 1. Those who assist with this video, it just says what was said earlier on them. Okay. Part 8. Let's finish this. The undefined good outside the school SPDM. The sense of fulfillment that had filled Matilda's chest slowly fades as she steps beyond the gate, dimming with the evening sky.
What troubles you?
It seems my daughter had a little difficulty today. Maman, I told you didn't have to come pick me up.
Matilda's voice grows smaller under her mother's calm gaze.
Looks like my promotion is done for. But I have no regrets. If I had to do it again, I would still make the same choice.
Well said. Principal's office. Okay, I don't remember who the principal is, so whatever. I believe you have something to explain, Madam Harper.
Why did I see students who were supposed to stay at school arrive at the field trip site with the Razor Squad? I don't recall resigning my decision. Behind the heavy walnut desk, the man's... Okay, there's a guy. that was gambling. The man's tone reveals nothing. No anger, no approval. Lavender, standing behind the monitor director, trembles slightly. The director lowers her gaze, a look no student has likely ever seen before. Monitor director? My deepest apologies, sir? Is that someone else now? I guess? My deepest apologies, sir? Oh, or is it Matilda? Considering Madam Harp... Oh, no, Madam Harper, Monitor Director. My deepest apologies, sir. This was all a failure in my supervision. I'll make no excuses. You. The man behind the desk pauses, lost in brief thought. A heavy silence fills the room. But from what I've heard, it was that monitor assistant, Matilda Buaniche, who arranged this whole thing, wasn't it? As you said, she's only an assistant. Her words are gently, yet firmly cut off. She reminds me of you when you were younger, always full of ideas. And the young lady behind you, your name's Lavender, correct? Madam Harper has spoken of you. What's your opinion of Matilda Buaniche? No need to hold back, Miss Lavender. I've already heard about Miss Buaniche's promotion to level 3 investigator. I'm genuinely pleased for her. Whatever answer you give today, I assure you no one will be penalized. After all, the committee's decisions aren't ours to control. I just want your honest opinion.
Yes, Principal. Please wait a moment. I've recorded everything that happened today.
In truth, she doesn't know how to answer. She doesn't want to hide anything, but she still isn't sure how much she should say. What's the right answer? What does right even mean? Her mind goes blank as she flips open her notebook. Swipe. The most important thing is to be yourself, to become the person you want to be. The image of the person who said those words flickers in her mind. What would she say? And what does she want to say?
I think...
She takes a deep breath.
I think Miss Matilda is an impressive monitor assistant. And in the distant future, maybe she'll become the great Matilda Buaniche.
Oh. Oh. That was a great answer. Outside the school. Also, what is this music right now? I don't remember ever hearing this music. This is very nice. Okay. The cheerful tone makes Matilda jolt upright. She fumbles at her portable communicator, her hands trembling. System notification. Miss Matilda Buaniche, your clearance level has been updated to level 3 investigator. The St. Paul Foundation looks forward to your continued contributions. She doesn't read the rest. Holding the device close, her emotions soar like a roller coaster shooting straight from the depths up into the clouds.
Mama, look!
Matilda leaps into her mother's arms, and their day ends with a hearty celebratory dinner. The next morning, Matilda Buaniche reports to the St. Paul Foundation, ready to receive her first mission as a level 3 investigator. Hey! Hey, the duckling did it. Oh, okay, also just in time. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier. I thought this is gonna be this is her grabbing her onto her mother. Actually, what does it say? Considering we're in this now, in their figures, reflections capture every embrace, but they cannot recount the fullness of the moment. The warmth of arms, the lift of brows, the quiet breaths. We exist here as the truth beyond the reflection. Oh, that's also a great quote.
Oh, this is a great little piece on Matilda. Yeah, Matilda. I honestly can't remember what my first impression of Matilda was, outside of that she's funny. that she's funny, but yeah, as time goes by, Matilda as a character is just not just growing on me, but as a character, she's just getting like better and better. Like she's just growing into a fantastic little character. But I think this is it for the anecdote. Yeah, there is nothing else attached to this thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was good. This was very good, honestly. I do, however, don't know why they start doing this, these anecdotes in this way, right? I don't know why they started doing this. This was, I like the presentation, but it feels kind of like, compared to the usual style, even if it's just reused models or whatever the hell, it kind of feels a bit cheap. That's kind of like my only gripe with these newer anecdotes right now. The old anecdotes were pretty much like the normal game, but this one is weird. I don't know why. Or this one, these ones, because the one for a necrologist is the same way. So I don't know. Kind of feels like either it's something to do with budget, or it's maybe because they're investing way more into like the side story stuff and other things that are kind of going down on the anecdotes. I do kind of hope they return to the old style of anecdotes still, and they don't keep this one going for too long, because here and the necrologist one, it feels like it's a mini game of sorts because of some of the side stuff. But I do hope they're gonna return to the old style, because the old style is just kind of better. Honestly, I mean, you get the normal visual novel style, but anyway, this was good. This was good. I really like this. Really like this one. This was pretty good. Yeah, again, Matilda is just getting better and better as a character. I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with her in the future. But anyway, considering I'm recording this outside of the regular video that you guys are watching, I guess back to the video and whatever is coming afterwards. And there we have it. That would be all for today's episode. That anecdote with Matilda was pretty interesting and nice. I do love how she is in that anecdote now. The fact the teacher for the next generation of kids taking over her position and everything. And again, like I said moments ago, I believe as well, very good character, honestly. Matilda is becoming more and more like a more serious person, I guess, would be also a word to describe her. Like more dependable, serious, not as what would be a good word to describe her the first time you meet her in the story? Skittish? Arrogant? Kinda? I don't know. I honestly don't know how to describe her when you meet her for the first time. She is funny and quite over the top at the beginning, but that kind of over time subsides and she becomes more of a grounded character, which still retains the whole Matilda-ism from the beginning, but it's just part of her personality at that point. I would say my personal opinion of Matilda definitely changed around that one time when she was doing the divination and describing like the tone shift from the usual nose up high in the air Matilda to being like a serious person, telling of how this and that works and so on and so forth was quite a difference back then when that happened for the first time. But yeah, great character. Can't wait to see what happens with her in the future, because they're definitely building her up to do some stuff in the future. Also, I need me a sprite of Jay in that in that new armor that they teased them in. That was very funny. And even though I said it just now probably as well in the outro for Matilda's anecdote, I do kind of hope they kind of go back in future anecdotes to the old style, normal visual novel style they have, because while this is still telling the same version of the story and everything, I kind of prefer the old style. It was kind of more interesting to watch and everything. This one is kind of meh, not really interesting, but whatever. So this will be it then for this part. And next time we're gonna be checking out the story for Broom. I think that one now, considering the server literally just rolled around, yeah, less than 4 days now to until that comes around. So that's probably gonna be the next episode. And after that, we're gonna do the two episodes of one for the Ulrich story, one for the Barcarola story, to round those up and be done with those. And then I think for a while we're gonna be on a main story trip. Uninterruptedly, I think. I can't remember. I think one of you guys told me that the next patch is gonna be main story again, or something like that, I believe. I don't know. I'm not sure right now. I might be hallucinating. I might be hallucinating, but I believe one of you guys said that the next patch after this is supposed to be main story. If that's the case, then I really have like just uninterrupted access to main story for quite a long trip until the patch afterwards. Who knows? Maybe I'll even catch up with main story if that's gonna be the case. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But as always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like. It would help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open on the channel. So thank you very much to all the members already doing so. Much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.